ready to rumble.
Bring it on.
We're inside Grand Park here in Westfield, Indiana for the final day of the Gridiron Games Youth Football Tournament here on the ISC Sports Network. Today's final games for the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th grade levels here from various youth football clubs around central Indiana. Good evening, everybody. Alongside Dale Carlson, I'm Kurt Darling, Coach. Good to be with you here once again. We had a full day of action on Saturday for the semis. Now it's time to decide who will be coming away with some hardware from this one.
Yes, we did, Kurt. We saw some really good young football players on Sunday afternoon, and now these are the teams that have got to the championships at each of their different grade levels, and expect to see some really good football here tonight.
So the game that we'll have on the docket here for you, the first of two that we will have on field number 2 in the indoor facility here at Grand Park. It'll be the Mudsocks Blue taking on the Noblesville 4th graders, both 4th grade level youth group competitions. Of course, as we saw on Saturday, Coach, you know about the whole mantra of this whole event, and of course everything here is to obviously put these kids in a competitive atmosphere, but also the big emphasis is learning the game.
You know, that's the biggest part is just learning how to be a football player, how to block, how to tackle, how to catch, how to run, you know, how to deal with a big play, how to deal with something that doesn't go your way, how to deal with a win, how to deal with a loss. That's what the great thing is about youth sports, and an opportunity to teach these kids, you know, how to get into all these different situations, how to react to it, and then how to step up and move on as they grow, and hopefully end up becoming a varsity high school football player in their community.
And there you see the Noblesville 4th graders getting set to go, of course, from their respective youth football programs. They have it based off of different college teams that they play for. Of course, you have the different themes that you have amongst many different youth football programs. Meanwhile, there you have the Mudsocks, based out of Fishers, Indiana. So a battle of Hamilton County right here in the 4th grade final here at the Gridiron Games Youth Football Tournament. We're set to go here as the Mudsocks also bringing a group of cheerleaders to help encourage on the Mudsocks here today. Meanwhile, the Noblesville 4th graders going to be starting on offense here in this one for the 4th grade final.
And in 4th grade level here, we're seeing them run from the shotgun, which is, of course, a step up from what we saw in the 3rd grade games on Sunday. So let's see how well they can execute the snap and execute their fundamentals and techniques.
So Noblesville going to be starting things off on the ground here, and a nice run taken here by Bjurstrom, and he's going to go down the sideline on the first play of scrimmage, and he's going to take it all the way down inside the 5-yard line, but a good shoestring tackle there for the Mudsocks.
Yeah, Josh June saved a touchdown right there. What a great run. Of course, I said they were in the shotgun. They weren't. I couldn't see. The quarterback was a little bit short, but it was a great little off-tackle play right there. You can see a nice lead block from Dawson Cornell, and Noblesville's in business down here, 1st and goal.
That was Josh Joan on the tackle there for the Mudsocks to at least save a touchdown, but right now the Noblesville 4th graders off to an excellent start here in this one. Noblesville coached by Steve Myers and company. And this time the handoff is off to the right side. And that's going to be Sincere Perkins. And he doesn't go hardly anywhere with that one.
Yeah, Maddox Tully from the Mudsocks came up from the secondary to make that tackle. So Noblesville lined up with 3 backs in the backfield, and then they motioned to get an extra lead blocker out in front, and they've been able to create some running space. Obviously not a lot there, but still in pretty good shape, 2nd and goal.
So a gain of 3 there for Sincere Perkins. Now, going back to that first run, that was exactly 50 yards that Bjurstrom was able to knock off right there for Noblesville. It's 2nd down and goal here for the 4th graders. And it's going to be a flag, and we're going to have a encroachment there on the Mudsocks, going to give Noblesville about half the distance to the goal here.
Yeah, Mudsocks defensive line trying to, get a stop right here, and somebody just got a little over anxious, jumped there before the snap count, and moved the football now half the distance, and Noblesville's got a really good chance to score here.
So that'll move them up closer to the goal line here. The ball officially on the 2, and it's 2nd down and goal. Osborne from under center. Going to give it off to his running back, and they're into the end zone for a Noblesville touchdown. And that is going to be Jimmy Canada getting the first go-ahead score here for Noblesville.
Well, yeah, Jimmy Canada, the first 2 plays was that motion man who was getting out front to get some lead blocks. This time they just handed the ball straight to him, and a nice block by Dawson Cornell, and of course that whole offensive line. And Noblesville gets the first score of the game, and now they're going to attempt the 2-point. Oh, that's right, 1 point here, 2 point from the 5.
And just to familiarize people again with the rules, there's no kicking in youth football. So here they will go for the 1-point conversion. Will Noblesville. And on the turn, the corner, going into the end zone there is Caden Bjurstrom. Of course, if they were to line that up on the 5-yard line, then it would be a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, so we've seen basically those outside zone run plays by Noblesville, mixed in, of course, with the quick hitter for the touchdown. And Noblesville now is up on a 7-point lead here. Excellent drive for them to start the game.
While we have the stoppage in play, today's broadcast brought to you by Not Today. Founded in 2019 by Indianapolis Colts head coach Frank Reich and his wife Linda, Not Today envisions a world which cherishes and protects the beauty and innocence of every child. Not Today, it works. It wouldn't be possible without partnerships from donors who believe in the mission. We'd love you to reach out today at nottoday.org. So now the Mudsocks have a chance here on offense. And the give this time is to Braxton Smith. And he has a nice little scamper out for a first down and cuts back inside close to midfield.
Very nice run by Braxton Smith. Get to the outside, got to the edge, showed a lot of speed getting outside. Good job by the Mudsocks offensive line to seal the Noblesville's defense inside. And nice big play. That's a good start for the Mudsocks after that first Noblesville drive.
That's a gain of 13 yards and a first down here for Mudsocks. Brant Emery under center here right now for the 4th grade Mudsocks. And again, the handoff is to his running back, and he's going to punch right across midfield. And on the run there is Josh Jones, and that's good for about 5 yards.
Yeah, just a quick hitting dive play right up the middle, and Josh Jones did a nice job keeping his feet pumping. Was dragging a couple of gold jerseys with him to pick up a couple of yards here and put the Mudsocks in a position here. Hopefully they can get a first down, keep this drive going.
You might see these Mudsocks throw the ball a little bit as well, Coach. We were looking in the pregame. Brant Emery, he has a cannon for a 4th grader.
Yes, he does. He made a couple of nice throws in the pregame, and so let's see if with a 7 to go to gain, see if they put one up in the air.
Emery sends his man in motion, and there's going to be an offsides here against Noblesville. Going to give a free 5 yards here to the Mudsocks.
Yeah, free play right there. Unfortunately, Noblesville defense got just a little anxious there with that jet sweep motion. Not quite sure if that was going to be a handoff on the jet or not, but a little anxious out there on the outside, and unfortunately, Sincere Perkins cost his team 5 yards.
Same play, it appears, though, here for the Mudsocks. On the pitch, it's fumbled, and Noblesville's going to recover it.
They brought the motion across, and that was a little misdirection. Motion across, trying to run the toss sweep back the other way, and unfortunately, the pitch was just a little high, a little bit behind, and Toll couldn't come up with it. Noblesville has the football, and they've got good field position to start their second drive.
So Maddox Tolley couldn't quite come down with the pitch, and it's a fumbled snap, and now it's going to be excellent field position here for Noblesville, as you saw Dylan Torzewski on the fumble recovery there. Or rather, excuse me, that was actually Dylan Porter for Noblesville. So here's a first down and a stumbling handoff off to his running back there to Bjurstrom, and he gets across midfield.
Yeah, Noblesville staying with what's worked so far. Again, they brought the man in motion. They have 2 lead blockers out in front, and the Mudsocks defense does a nice job here rallying up. It's probably the shortest run out in the open field so far for Noblesville tonight.
You also may have noticed that the clock is running. It is running clock rules, 4 quarters for 12 minutes in youth football. The only time you can stop the clock is for an injury or a timeout. Here's MJ Osborne back under center. And some motion before the snap, and again, it's been 3 straight offsides, 2 by Mudsocks, 1 by Noblesville so far in this game.
No, I think that, the players for sure, they want to win a championship. They're all fired up, and, sometimes you forget to watch the football and you're listening to the quarterback and make that mistake, and you get that jump. So a free 5 yards and nice little second down play. Maybe Noblesville will try a little trickeration here. What do you think?
I like the word trickeration. It's second down and short here for Noblesville. Osborne on the hard count, and they're just going to go pound the rock right up the gut to Canada, and that's good for a first down.
Yeah, it's the same play that they ran for the touchdown, and Canada is a very physical runner. He showed that on the touchdown run, and he showed that there, dragging a couple of blue jerseys for a few extra yards, putting Noblesville in that 1st and 10 situation.
So Noblesville has been in a pretty crisp rhythm here from the get-go. Off of that big 50-yard scamper from Bierstrom at the beginning, and now a timeout's going to be taken here by Mudsocks. Probably a much-needed timeout here for the Fishers team, just to kind of get their bearings here after probably a less than impressive start than what you would want here from head coach Steve Myers.
Yeah, it's a little rough start, as you said, for the Mudsocks. I mean, he gave up the big drive to start with the big 50-yard run, and then, of course, they got a first down, had some positive things going, and unfortunately turned the football over. So just settle the team down, try and get them focused, dialed in here, and see if they can come up with a stop here and get the football back.
Again, the Mudsocks head coach Steve Myers, Noblesville's head coach Willie Haley. And out of the timeout, first down here for Noblesville. Osborne fakes the handoff. He's going to go on the designed keeper, tries to get to the outside, and he turns the corner for a nice gain of about 4 or 5 yards down to the 30.
Yeah, they faked the jet sweep that time with the motion man, and instead Osborne kept the football himself and showed some great speed. I thought a couple of those blue jerseys had an opportunity with the angle to make the tackle, but Osborne showed some great speed and was able to turn what looked like maybe a no game play into about a 7-yard gain.
It's certainly been a busy week here at Grand Park with 28 teams amongst 4 grade levels of youth football duking it out in their respective tournaments over 3 fields. Tournament organized here by Gridiron Gang, based right out of here in Westfield, and organized by the one and only Lance Scheib to get this event put together, and it has certainly been a success so far here this weekend. Handoff again goes to Canada, and he goes nowhere that time. He's stuffed right at the line of scrimmage.
You have to see Osborne for Noblesville came out after that long run. He was holding his arm. Oh, he's coming back in. He's a true warrior. Got himself a little water, shook off whatever the injury was, and now he's coming back in to man that quarterback spot. This is a big third down here for the Mudsocks, or I should say 2 big plays right here. See if they can hold Noblesville and potentially get the football back so they could start their own drive.
Noblesville went 6 plays and 60 yards for a touchdown on their opening drive. Osborne on the jet sweep, this time going to Bierstrom, and he's close to a first down.
So you see the Mudsocks are in a 3-3 stack type of an alignment, trying to protect their linebackers from those offensive linemen getting up. And so far, I mean, that wasn't a big gain. It was enough to hold them short of the 4th down. We'll see if Noblesville maybe just goes with the quarterback sneak. And you have to give Drew Callahan credit for that middle linebacker spot the last play. He made that tackle to hold him short.
Inside of a minute to play here. We're in 4-down territory for Noblesville. It's 4th down and a yard. And this time they had a different quarterback. It's Bjurstrom lining up under center, and instead it's going to be a timeout, it appears, taken here by Noblesville.
Looks like maybe put a little bit bigger body player in there instead of Osborne. You'd think that they were going to go with a quarterback sneak there, but of course we don't know that up here. I'll see what the adjustment they make here. I'm not quite sure why they called timeout right there, but coach saw something that he didn't like with the play call, so they're gonna reset and hopefully get a better call here for 4th and short.
So again, you had Bjurstrom lining up under center.
What's up, Molly?
On the previous formation. And now it looks like they're going to go back to a more traditional setup here, back with Osborne. 3 backs in the backfield here for Noblesville on 4th down. Handoff this time again is to Bjurstrom, and he's good for a 1st down.
Yeah, again, just ran that little off tackle play. Braxton Smith came up to make a tackle, and actually it was a very nice open field tackle, but when it's 4th and a couple inches to go, that's going to be difficult to hold him to not getting the 1st down.
Both teams will elect to just let the clock run out to the end of quarter number 1. It's been all Noblesville here in the 4th grade final of the Gridiron Gang Youth Football Tournament here on the ISC Sports Network.
The Gridiron Gang is excited to now offer quarterback development training led by professional quarterback coach J.C. Boyce. From the beginner just getting started to the experienced seeking advanced refinement, Coach J.C. has worked with NFL, NCAA, high school, and youth quarterbacks. The fully comprehensive programs include both on and off-field training with an age and skill level appropriate small groups. Coach J.C.'s personalized approach accelerates the quarterback's learning curve and overall self-confidence.
Welcome back inside of the Grand Park Indoor Facility here in Westfield, Indiana for the Gridiron Games Youth Football Tournament here on the ISC Sports Network. Dale Carlson, Kurt Darling here with you as Noblesville, the 4th graders, are moving the football yet again to try and double up here on the Mudsocks out of Fishers. And getting right back to the action here, you see a nice carry taken by Dawson Cornell, getting his first carry of the ball game.
Yeah, trying to come with that outside zone off tackle play on the first down, and Cornell did a nice job. There wasn't a lot of space to run, so he cut it back and was able to pick up 6 or 7 yards. That was a nice run by the 4th grade running back.
So that'll bring up 2nd down and manageable. The ball in the red zone here for Noblesville. We have yet to see Noblesville throw the ball here. They've been on the ground for the majority of this contest. And going for another jet sweep again, but a flag on the play. And it looks like it's an illegal shift here on Noblesville, so that'll back them up 5 yards.
Yeah, it looks like we had the motion man coming, and I think somebody else moved, either trying to get reset, which you can't do with the man in motion already. That's an illegal shift call. So kind of a break here for the Mudsocks here to put Noblesville in a 2nd and long. Let's see if they can come up with a couple of stops here and potentially get the football back.
That's the first penalty in this ball game that has not been an offside from either of these teams. MJ Osborne back under center, sends his back in motion. And again, Bjurstrom tries to hit a hole. He makes up some of the penalty yardage, and he gets back across the 20-yard line.
Yeah, Judah Tolliver really filled that very nicely into that open gap. I thought he was going to make a play for no gain, and just wasn't quite strong enough to finish that tackle off. But still, they've got Noblesville here now in the 3rd and 6 situation, and see if they can come up with 2 big plays here, get the football back.
And now you see Bjurstrom kind of holding his hand there, probably took a good little hit. So he's going to come out of the ball game for the time being, and this will bring in Dylan Porter in relief.
He got a helmet or something on his hand there as he tried that little spin move. You know, that hurts when you get that helmet to the hand like that. It's a painful thing.
Of course, as we talked about, sometimes it's all part of the learning curve here when you're playing youth football.
Absolutely, you're going to get bumped and bruised, and that's just the way football is.
So it's 3rd down and call it 7 yards. And a late flag is going to give 5 yards back here to Noblesville as once again they force the Mudsocks offsides.
Yeah, just getting a little anxious, trying to get a stop up front, and you know, those are those things you know that a young football player needs to learn to focus on, is to just watch the football, and when you're on defense and move when the ball moves, not be influenced by the quarterback's cadence or anything else. Just watch that football. Again, all that learning that has to go in when you're playing youth football.
So 3rd down and a short 2 yards here for Noblesville. This drive was moving pretty fluently here for the 4th graders, but has kind of stalled out a little bit. But on the big carry here is Jimmy Canada, and he is right at the line to gain.
Yeah, Canada is their short yardage running back for sure. He picks up the 1st down. There was 3 or 4 blue jerseys there to finally stop him, but not until they got the 1st down. So I guess when they're in short yardage situations, we can look for Canada to get the football. At least that's been the game plan so far for Noblesville.
So far, Noblesville has run 8 plays on this drive, which started on their own 49-yard line after the recovered fumble from the Mudsocks back in the 1st quarter.
And of course, what this does too with the running clock is it just doesn't give the Mudsocks an opportunity to possess the football. They've got to try and get a stop here so they can at least have some time to try and get down the score.
Osborne again on the fake jet sweep, tries to cut it up the middle, a little indecisive, now has a little bit of room out to the outside, and he gets down past the 10-yard line. When all is said and done, he will only have picked up about 3 or 4 yards.
Yeah, Dylan Torzuski for the Mudsocks actually does a very nice job here on the lead block, and he ends up forcing Osborne to have to go to the sideline and not turn it up, and it allows Tolly to come in then and make that tackle. That's a very nice defensive effort by the Mudsocks on that play.
And on your previous point, Coach, about how Noblesville just kind of moving the ball down the field with short chunks, the Mudsocks have only run 2 offensive plays in this game, and we're already halfway through the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, it's hard to win football games if you don't get a chance to run any plays.
2nd down here for Noblesville. Here's Bierstrom, and he goes nowhere with that one as he gets held up right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Braxton Smith does a very nice job coming up out of secondary to finish that up. But again, the Mudsocks defensive line did a nice job, kind of, we say that set the edge, not get kicked out, force that running back to have to go laterally towards the sidelines to allow the pursuit to catch up. So that's 2 really nice plays here by the Mudsocks, forcing Noblesville to have to go sideline to sideline instead of getting north and south up the field. And that puts them now with a 3rd and 10 situation here, hopefully an opportunity for the Mudsocks to get a stop.
So when all is said and done, that was a loss of 4 yards. That was actually the first negative play by Noblesville here today. 2 wide receivers backed out. Again, on the jet sweep, here's Bierstrom. He tries to cut up the middle and sheds a tackle to get at least some of those lost yards back across the 10-yard line.
Yeah, I think we were going to see some of that trickeration there, because I think Bierstrom wanted to throw that football, but the Mudsocks did a very good job staying back, not allowing the receiver to run scot-free into the corner of the end zone, so Bierstrom had to pull it down, only picked up a couple of yards. This is a big down here for the Mudsocks on 4th down.
So call it about 4th down and 7 yards. They can still get the 1st down without scoring here. Osborne having a word with his backs. And the handoff this time is to Sincere Perkins, and he tries to cut it up, but nothing doing there, and that'll be a turnover on downs. A good hold there by the Mudsock defense to at least make it so that Noblesville can't take advantage of that costly fumble back in the first quarter.
Absolutely, and that was, looks to be Javian Jones on the outside, does a nice job. Again, we talked about that setting the edge, along with Dylan Torzewski again, setting that edge, not allowing Noblesville to get straight up the field, force them to go laterally a little bit, and they got to stop, and now they got the football back.
Meanwhile, that's Sincere Perkins being helped off by the coaching staff here. Looks like he has a bum leg. He took a really good shot to the hip right there on that run that was for no gain.
I think he was trying to get up there and get a block, and unfortunately he took the brunt, I think, of the contact on that one.
So now the Mudsocks will take over deep in their own territory, but they've kept another 7 points off the board here from Noblesville. And now a flag before the snap. And it's going to be against the Mudsocks.
Must have been the procedure call. I didn't quite see what the official signaled there, but those are tough penalties to get, especially when you're backed up. But you know, the thing with Mudsocks here, if they can put a couple of first downs together, even if they don't score, they're going to get the ball to start the second half, and I'm sure it would be a much better situation for them to be down 7-0 as opposed to giving up some more points. So it's a big drive for them.
So again, we're already almost to halftime, and this will be the third offensive play run by the Mudsocks today. Emery on the pitch outside, and that's going to be Tolley brought down right at the line of scrimmage, no gain.
Now Ethan Howell does a nice job. He sees an opening, takes the opening, and makes the tackle. Looked like Tolley was going to break that to the outside, and then all of a sudden Howell showed up and made a nice tackle and hold them probably a negative yardage play.
Ethan Howell, along with a little bit of help from Dawson Cornell as well. Cornell, another one of those impressive players that we were watching in warm-ups, has a really good grasp of the fundamentals already at such a young age. Emery in the gun this time, deep in it and now in his own end zone. He's back to pass. Instead, he's sacked in the backfield for a loss, and that was Aiden Gonzalez.
So the Mudsocks lined up in the shotgun, and a little sprint out pass here. Was looking to get the ball down the field, but Gonzalez was going to have none of that. Got off his block, made a tackle, and another negative yardage play, tackle for loss. The Mudsocks are in a tough situation here, 3rd and long.
So now it's 3rd down and a mile. They are backed up on their own 1-yard line. And the line to gain is the 15 or the 20-yard line, give or take. Emery has the wheel route outside now to his receiver. That's Tolley, and he's at least able to give the Mudsocks at least a little bit of breathing room here. Meanwhile, Noblesville's going to take a timeout.
A little bubble screen out to the outside, and Dylan Porter showed great speed, great closing ability to get out there and make that tackle. It looked like Mudsocks were going to be in business having the edge on that play, and you can see Porter just kind of comes out of nowhere, puts the Jets on right there, and has a great open field tackle. Obviously gets a little help from one of his friends. That's London Rollins, also with a piece of that tackle. But boy, credit Porter with a very nice play. And now really good field position with 1:40 to go for Noblesville. And
a quick correction, that was actually Braxton Smith on the reception. It looked like number 2, but it was number 3. So Smith on the reception there, but it was for naught. And now it's 1st down here off of the simulated punt for Noblesville. And again, stumbling to get it, going for a halfback pass it looks like. Instead, it's going to be Bjerstrom tucking it and only coming away with a yard.
Maddox Tolley again does a nice job coming up out of the secondary. Really nice tackle. takes Noblesville ball carrier down. Yeah, that looked like that might have been a halfback pass. I'm not quite sure unless we've just got some excellent acting ability there by Bjurstrom. But a nice play by the Mudcats defense to not allow anything but about 2-yard gain.
And now a timeout here by the Mudsocks. We'll keep the clock right at 59 seconds.
Kind of surprised the Mudsocks. They might have been short a player. They were short a player. That's why you had to call timeout. That's too bad. You don't want to give Noblesville any extra timeouts here to have a chance to get down and score.
Looks like they had to bring in Javian Jones from the sideline right there.
That's all one of those learning things. You have to know when you need to be in the football game or when it's your turn to be in there. And unfortunately, they were short a player and had to waste timeout.
Ball at the 33-yard line here, 2nd down and 8 for the Noblesville 4th graders. Osborne. And now a halfback pass downfield. Bjurstrom just a little long there off of the throw from Cornell.
Yeah, Bjurstrom ran a corner route, got in behind everybody. You got to give Noblesville some credit here, coming up with some of these special plays, these trick plays, and almost hit that one there. Throw was just a little, we say, flat. If he got a little bit more air on it, might have been able to get that completion. He threw kind of a line drive and just wasn't quite right on the numbers there, and Noblesville came up empty-handed.
Even though that fell incomplete, that was a well-executed play.
Absolutely.
By Noblesville. So now 3rd down and 8. Here's Osborne on the keeper. Tries to turn the corner, sheds one tackle, but then is brought down there by Dylan Terzuski of Mudsocks. It'll be 4th down.
Yeah, Maddox Tully did a nice job forcing Osborne back inside to Terzuski, who had a very nice form tackle and finished it off. And I think, are we out of time? We say we called timeout.
It looked like there was a timeout signaled before the end of the half. We'll see what they decide to do here. The officials are conversing. Because it appeared that Noblesville at least wanted to try and get one more play off here before the end of the half.
I know we have to see if Coach has any more tricks in his pocket here. He's already tried the halfback pass earlier in the drive before, didn't hit it, and this time they got the pass off, but unfortunately it was incomplete.
And so it looks like they're going to give Noblesville one more play here. There's zeros on the clock right now. Either way, doesn't really matter because this will be the last play of the first half. Again, going the other way here, trying the halfback pass downfield to Cornell. He doesn't get the grab, though, in triple coverage, and that'll take us to the end of half number 1 here on the 4th grade final of the Gridiron Games Youth Football Tournament. Noblesville is on top of Mudsocks out of Fishers. Don't go anywhere. The second half coming at you next here on the ISC Sports Network.
Genesis Sports Performance is a private sports performance facility located in Indianapolis at 65th and Benford. Genesis is housed in a spacious 7,000 square foot facility with a state-of-the-art weight room and expansive turf area designed to help both athletes and adults achieve their true potential. The certified coaching staff at Genesis has a wide variety of experience, having worked with numerous professional athletes, youth athletes, and adults from different training backgrounds. Genesis Sports Performance programs are individually designed to improve speed and explosive strength, whereas the adult fitness programs are centered around improving body composition. To find out more, log on to GenesisSportsPerformance.com.
Hey, Colts fans, it's your favorite quarterback hater, Rob Mathis, number 98. To date, the Gridiron Game Foundation and I have provided over 300 scholarships to Indiana youth athletes with on- and off-field life skills development. Our scholarship program has been transformational for many families. Donate today for a chance to watch a Colts game with Robert in the Gridiron Game Field Suite at Lucas Oil Stadium. Text Mathis to G-A-N-G to donate today. Go Colts.
The Gridiron Gang is excited to now offer quarterback development training led by professional quarterback coach J.C. Boyce. From the beginner just getting started to the experienced seeking advanced refinement, Coach J.C. has worked with NFL, NCAA, high school, and youth quarterbacks. The fully comprehensive programs include both on and off-field training with an age and skill level appropriate small groups. Coach J.C.'s personalized approach accelerates the quarterback's learning curve and overall self-confidence.
Legacy is about sharing what you have learned and what you leave behind when you put the people you serve first. Dr. Donald Shelburne became a doctor to help athletes recover from knee injuries. That single focus has helped thousands of athletes continue to follow their dreams over the past 35 years. Dr. Rodney Benner understands what patients with knee pain want. They want to get back to working, playing, and living.
Come meet our family and we will take care of yours.
One focus, proven results.
We are the Shelburne Knee Center.
Genesis Sports Performance is a private sports performance facility located in Indianapolis at 65th and Benford. Genesis is housed in a spacious 7,000 square foot facility with a state-of-the-art weight room and expansive turf area designed to help both athletes and adults achieve their true potential. The certified coaching staff at Genesis has a wide variety of experience, having worked with numerous professional athletes, youth athletes, and adults from different training backgrounds. Genesis Sports Performance programs are individually designed to improve speed and explosive strength, whereas the adult fitness programs are centered around improving body composition. To find out more, log on to GenesisSportsPerformance.com.
Hey, Colts fans, it's your favorite quarterback hater, Rob Mathis, number 98. To date, the Gridiron Game Foundation and I have provided over 300 scholarships to Indiana youth athletes with on and off-field life skills development. Our scholarship program has been transformational for many families. Donate today for a chance to watch a Colts game with Robert in the Gridiron Game Field Suite at Lucas Oil Stadium. Text Mathis to 765-739-GANG to donate today. Go Colts.
The Gridiron Gang is excited to now offer quarterback development training led by professional quarterback coach J.C. Boyce. From the beginner just getting started to the experienced seeking advanced refinement, Coach J.C. has worked with NFL, NCAA, high school, and youth quarterbacks. The fully comprehensive programs include both on and off-field training with an age and skill level appropriate small groups. Coach J.C.'s personalized approach accelerates the quarterback's learning curve and overall self-confidence.
Legacy is about sharing what you have learned and what you leave behind when you put the people you serve first. Dr. Donald Shelburne became a doctor to help athletes recover from knee injuries. That single focus has helped thousands of athletes continue to follow their dreams over the past 35 years. Dr. Rodney Benner understands what patients with knee pain want. They want to get back to working, playing, and living.
Come meet our family and we will take care of yours.
One focus, proven results.
We are the Shelburne Knee Center.
We're back here at Grand Park, here on the ISC Sports Network alongside Dale Carlson. I am Kurt Darling for the 4th grade final here of the Gridiron Games Youth Football Tournament between Noblesville and the Mudsocks, blue out of Fishers. Dale, obviously a good crowd on hand here to watch these youngsters go out and learn the sport of football, but also a really good first half here by Noblesville. They're up 7-0.
Yeah, Noblesville pretty much dominated the game, and would the Mudsocks have maybe 4 or 5 plays total? Which hopefully they can turn that around here. They're going to get the ball to start the second half. But it's sure fun watching what Coach has lined up here for Noblesville. Halfback passes, reverses, and you know, that's part of teaching the kids how to play the game, but let them have some fun. Let them do some of those things. And my hat's off here, Noblesville coaching staff, for allowing the kids to do those things here in the first half tonight.
And so when all is said and done, Coach, yes, that was about 6 offensive plays that the Mudsocks ran the entirety of the first half because Noblesville was just able to move the ball down the field as well as take advantage of at least winding some clock down off of a turnover on their first drive for the Mudsocks.
Yeah, it was good the Mudsocks held them down here, and so they're only down by a touchdown. See what they can do with their first possession here in the second half.
So the Mudsocks going to start the second half here with the football, going to try and get the equalizing touchdown here on this drive. They start at their own 30-yard line. And the pitch is to Josh Jones, and he gets tackled in the backfield for about a loss of a yard.
It looked like Josh Jones was going to have some space to get up and make a make a run right here, but it looks like Adian Gonzalez, I think, came from inside out and was able to shut that play down to a loss of 1 and putting the Mudsocks in a 2nd and long.
So again, the Mudsocks just trying to get some offensive rhythm here after they just could not get any going in the first half. Emery on the fake pitch, and he's going to get the handoff this time to Tolley. He has a blocker downfield. Good blocking, gets a first down and is shoved out of bounds right at midfield, and we'll have a late flag on the play. It looks like it's going to be a late hit out of bounds.
I'm looking where he threw the flag here. I hope he didn't call holding on Andrew Frick right here. I thought that was a really good block. Maybe we can see it here on the replay here. Looks like his hands are inside.
Right there at the very last possible second.
It's a little ticky-tacky occurred, I think. You know, with the kids like this, you know, unless it's a blatant tackle him down right there, that's a call I think they need to let go. One man's opinion, anyway.
So instead of the long run there by Tolley, it's going to be a holding call on the Mudsocks. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10 when all is said and done, right back at the 30-yard line. Of course, it's 10 yards from the spot of the foul, so it's not much of a loss on that play when it's all said and done. Here's Emery now in the gun. He has a pocket, fires over the middle, has a man downfield, but just leads his receiver too long, trying to get it out there to Braxton Kelly, and it falls incomplete. But right there, Coach, is you can see the cannon right there on Emery.
We saw Emery in warm-ups being able to throw the football, and very nice play design here. It looked like he was going to run with the football, and then all of a sudden he pulled up. And again, that's what we talked about when Noblesville missed that halfback pass. Just needed a little bit more air on the ball, not so much of a line drive. Just get it up, let his receiver run underneath it. But boy, what a strong arm he showed right there, and a very good play design by the Mudsocks coaching staff.
So now it's 3rd down and 10. Emery on the handoff to his running back. He gets upfield for maybe a gain of a couple yards right there. It'll bring up 4th down. And again, that's Tolley.
Tolley on the carry. It looked like Dawson Cornell was the first one to get there from his linebacker spot. And then, of course, some other gold jerseys pursued in. That's one of the great things you want to teach your team defensively, is to get as many jerseys running to the football as possible, pursuit to the ball, and that's what Noblesville did there. There's a lot of gold jerseys around making that tackle.
So the Mudsocks going to opt for the simulated punt here. Again, no actual kicking in youth football, so they walk off a predetermined amount of yards. At least that's what it looked like here initially. The ball is still placed right at the 32-yard line.
Officials are talking about it. They've already moved the sticks. I thought he gave the like punt signal with his foot, and I'm not quite sure what we're discussing.
Is he coming
here.
back?
It looked like there might be some confusion on what the down was. It was 4th down. We know that much.
Yes, it was.
And so it's just a matter of whether or not they know it down there. So it looks like they finally figured it out, and so they moved it back off of the simulated punt, and it goes back to the 34-yard line. And now Noblesville will take over on offense here.
Noblesville showed, very much a power-type running attack for most of the first half. We're able to really control the clock. And, of course, they threw in the reverses and the reverse passes. So we'll see what they dial up here to start their first possession of the second half.
Noblesville had 88 total yards of offense in that first half, all of it on the ground. Three backs in the backfield again here for Osborne. He has the keeper, and he's a shifty little player trying to avoid the tackles, but gets back to the line of scrimmage.
I think we had some miscommunication in there. After the motion Man went, both the backs ended up crossing, and I think they were a little confused on which way the play was going to be run. Osborne did a nice job to scramble out, but ended up with no gain.
And so he at least got it back to the line of scrimmage, so it'll be 2nd down and 10 here for Noblesville. So far, many different players have been big factors on offense here for this 4th grade offense. Osborne on the handoff to Bjerstrom. And he tries to just pummel out a couple yards right there. And again, just getting back to the line of scrimmage, and it'll be a slight gain of a yard, 3rd down and 9 coming up.
Yeah, all sorts of blue jerseys making that tackle. Tolliver was there, Torzuski was there, Joan was there. Just a very nice defensive effort. Again, it's that pursuit, getting as many blue jerseys to the football as possible when you're on defense. That's what prevents big plays, and the Mudsocks were able to do that. And it's 3rd and 10 here for Noblesville.
Bjerstrom gonna go now with the handoff. And again is stuck right at the line of scrimmage. So a really good sequence here by the Mudsock defense.
And again, just watching the great pursuit with those 3 blue jerseys all around the football. Again, I think Maddox Tolley was one of the tacklers that was in on that play. You know, he's all over the place for the Mudsocks, both offensively and defensively.
So both teams trading simulated punts here in the first couple of drives of this 3rd quarter as the clock continues to wind down.
That's a big defensive stand for the Mudsocks, you know, especially as Noblesville dominated that first half. It was good to see the Mudsocks get a stop here, and now hopefully they can get some things going here on offense and move the football themselves.
So after both of those drives, the Mudsock defense is able to net their offense a yard off of their original starting position here in the 2nd half. The ball at the 31. Emery on the delayed handoff. It's out to Josh Jones. Flag on the play. Jones sheds a tackler, cuts back inside, gets across midfield, and is finally tackled by the shoestrings at the 40. But we will check the flag. It is going to be a holding call against the Mudsocks.
Yeah, they had the holding call out there on the edge. That was a great play design with the misdirection, but big thing here for Noblesville. Looks like their quarterback Osborne got hurt on this play. Yeah, you can see the hold right there. Definitely grabbed the jersey off the outside. Something happened to Osborne as he tried to make that tackle, and he's down right now getting looked at by the coaching staff. It's unfortunate. It was a very nice play for the Mudsocks, but a penalty brings it back. Although this one I wouldn't say was ticky-tacky. Not that I've ever criticized an official in my time, but I thought that was a good call.
And again, that is M.J. Osborne down on the field for Noblesville. He has been a critical part of the offense. But again, part of youth football is you play both ways for the most part. And so he'll come back out here as he'll be subbed in for by Sincere Perkins.
Yeah, it's good to see him up and running off the field, and it's good to see Sincere Perkins back in the game because he came off in the first half, was a little dinged up, and now he's up there and back in the game. And hopefully Osborne will be able to get back in and get his reps at quarterback here in the next Noblesville possession.
So after the penalty, it is now 1st down and 20. Ball at the 21-yard line. Handoff right up the gut here to Tolley. He has a lot of running room. Actually, that is Josh Jones going down. He fumbles the football, and it's going to be recovered by Noblesville.
That's so unfortunate. What a great run. Jones throwing, showing some great speed, getting up on the outside. But Caden Bergstrom, what a tremendous tomahawk with his arm. just like you want to teach a defensive player when you're in pursuit and the ball carrier is ahead of you. You want to run, 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 and then swipe down at the football. Great defensive play right there, and he recovers his own, forces the fumble, recovers the fumble, and now Noblesville's got it 1st and 10. Great defensive play.
I guess that's what we call a 2-for-1 turnover fire sale right there, getting not only the forced fumble but the fumble recovery.
Absolutely.
As well, and that is Caden Bjerstrom, who has been has a sensational game so far here today for Noblesville.
I get him a shake after the game for sure.
And now you see Osborne back in the ball game after being injured on the defensive side of the ball, and he's going to hand it off to his running back Canada, and he gains 2 yards.
Mudsocks defense has stepped up here in the second half. They forced the simulated punt. Right now, just a short 2-yard gain. They're playing much better here than they did in the first half.
So call it 2nd down and 8. Ball at the 37. Osborne again on the handoff. This time it goes up the gut to Cornell, and we have a flag on the play as he gets tackled for a couple yards.
Not quite sure if we have we got a face mask there. That's going to be unfortunate for the Mudsocks. They had him stopped, and I think somebody came in late trying to clean up the tackle and ended up getting a hand in there, grabbed the face mask, and that's a big 15-yard penalty against the Mudsocks here to give Noblesville some really good field position.
So that'll now place the ball right at the 36-yard line. First, I want to take this time to thank our ISC crew working today's game. We have Vince Morellas as our director, as well as Becca Kelly on replay. As actually Becca Kelly's working one of the cameras today. And we'll get more of those names as we go along. Meanwhile, Bjerstrom trying to turn the corner. And that's a couple-yard gain on the play.
Yeah, Maddox Tolley again coming out of that secondary spot. Was going to have nothing of getting beat there. Great form tackle. Holds Noblesville there to 1-yard gain.
And the clock continues to tick down inside of a minute now.
You really have to give the Mudsocks defense credit here. The face mask penalty notwithstanding, they really stepped their play up there in the second half.
Osborne hands the ball off now to Sincere. He fumbles the football, and it's going to be recovered there by Everett Ale.
Yeah, Maddox Tolley again coming up from that corner position. Does a really nice job, and he forced that fumble. Unfortunately, the Mudsocks weren't able to get it back, but that takes us to the end of the fourth quarter, and Noblesville will be 3rd and long coming back.
Quarter number 4 coming at you next right here on the ISC Sports Network. 7-0 Noblesville on top of the Mudsocks here in the 4th grade final of the Gridiron Games Youth Football Tournament.
Genesis Sports Performance is a private sports performance facility located in Indianapolis at 65th and Benford. Genesis is housed in a spacious 7,000 square foot facility with a state-of-the-art weight room and expansive turf area designed to help both athletes and adults achieve their true potential. The certified coaching staff at Genesis has a wide variety of experience, having worked with numerous professional athletes, youth athletes, and adults from different training backgrounds. Genesis Sports Performance programs are individually designed to improve speed and explosive strength, whereas the adult fitness programs are centered around improving body composition. To find out more, log on to GenesisSportsPerformance.com.
Welcome back to Grand Park for the Gridiron Games Youth Football Tournament between the 4th grade squads of Noblesville and Mudsocks Blue here in the final of this tournament at the 4th grade level. Alongside Dale Carlson, I'm Kurt Darling. Again, special thanks to our ISC crew here working tonight, Director Vince Morellas, as well as Aaron Scheibelhut on the replay, and of course David Cohn doing the graphics, and our camera operators Ian Wheeler, Becca Kelly, and Alex Laverne. Noblesville on offense here, and we have a whistle, and it's going to be an offsides against the Mudsocks to start off this fourth quarter.
Yeah, just again a little bit of anxiousness by the Mudsocks defense. They've been playing very well here in the second half. Really, kind of a tale of two halves for them defensively, but unfortunately, a little aggressive there. Got the offsides call, and now Noblesville's got undoubtedly 4-down territory here. 2 shots to get that first down.
So it's now 3rd down and 4 after the penalty yardage. There's MJ Osborne, the quarterback for Noblesville, has had a pretty solid game here for his 4th grade squad. Back to pass is Osborne for the first time. He bobbles the snap, and he's just going to tuck it and run it, and he gets the first down to keep the drive alive, and he is wrestled down right at the 20.
Yeah, it sure looked like we were going to have a pass there, but unfortunately mishandled the snap, but was calm and cool enough, MJ Osborne was, to grab that football, secure it, and then he was able to get around the edge to get that first down and give Noblesville a chance here at a score on this drive.
That's an 8-yard gain and a first down. Handoff to Bierstrom, but coming in with a full head of steam, getting the tackle for loss there is Maddox Tully.
I mean, who else is going to come in and make that play? It seems like he's making every tackle here so far for the Mudsocks. Again, you just saw great acceleration. Tully saw that opening on the sweep play, was able to use his speed and just perfect form tackle to get the Noblesville ball carrier down and get a negative yardage play. Very nice defensive play by Tully.
Maddox Tully has been a pretty dynamo player both on offense and defense here for the Mudsocks. Clock continues to roll inside of 10 minutes. Osborne on the handoff, halfback pass looking towards the end zone, and it's intercepted. Who else but Maddox Tully?
Maddox Tully is all over the field for the Mudsocks. He's making plays in the backfield. He's getting tackles for losses, and now he's back in coverage. Doesn't get fooled on the halfback pass, and he's there for the interception. What a nice play by that young football player. He's definitely got a future in this game.
That was Dawson Cornell on the pass there off of the handoff from Osborne, and that is Noblesville's first turnover of the ball game.
Let's see if the Mudsocks can get anything rolling here. They've got a long ways to go, almost a full field. They've been struggling a bit on offense. This would be a good time for them to shake that off and get some positive yards.
Emery on the handoff up the gut. And a nice run there up the middle there by Josh Jones. And he's close to a first down.
Yeah, just a little misdirection. Fake the ball one way, give it to Josh Jones going the other way, and a nice gain for a first down. That's what the Mudsocks needed, was a nice, positive play on first down. Let's see if they can keep it going.
And so that is good for a first down, a 10-yard run exactly, right there from the 10-yard line. Emery handing it off this time to Tully. He cuts to the outside, has a blocker, and gets held up. Sheds one tackler, keeps going, and finally wrestles his way to get the first down.
Oh, I tell you what, Maddox Tully just as a one-man wrecking crew here for the Mudsocks. Again, you watch the run here. He sees doesn't see an opening and comes back, cuts back. Then makes another couple of gold jerseys miss. Ran a long ways to get that 12 yards for a first down, but what an effort by Maddox Tully.
That's a 12-yard gain and a first down. Clock now at 7 minutes. On the fake handoff. And finally, Tolley gets the call again. And he's going to be wrestled out of bounds for a gain of 5.
Yeah, it's a little nice cutback by Tolley on that play. You know, I think Noblesville was calling for a little block in the back, but they let that one go. I don't think there was a block in the back on that play. So a nice run by Tolley there to pick up 6 yards.
But now, Coach, needless to say, the Mudsocks, they have a little bit of momentum off of that big interception.
Yeah, they've picked it up here a little bit. Of course, it's been our guy, Tolley, doing most of the work, but let's see what they can do here on the second down play.
Emery, this time going to his other back, and that is Josh Jones. And he goes right to the line to gain, and it's good for a first down.
Yeah, nice play design. They faked the jet sweep and then just hand it to Josh Jones going straight ahead. Good push by the Mudsocks offensive line allows Jones to pick up 6 yards, 7 yards, and get that first down. New set of downs here, and then the Mudsocks are on the march.
They started this drive on their own 10-yard line. Now remember, this is a 90-yard field. This is not a 100-yard field, so they will be going 80 yards to the house here if they can move it all the way down the field. Emery on the pitch. Maddox Tolley downfield has his man. A halfback pass. And it is inside the red zone. On the reception is Braxton Kelly.
You know, you have to say we're taking out all the stops out of the playbook. But again, great play design. And again, who is starting the play off? But it's Maddox Tolley. I tell you what, he can do everything. Run, catch, play defense, throw the football. Nice throw, and now we've got a great opportunity for the Mudsocks to score and tie this game up.
About a 35-yard pass play on the halfback pass from Maddox Tolley. And there you see Coach Steve Myers coaching up his offense. That was a heck of a play here by the Mudsocks, and now they're threatening to tie this game up.
Yeah, it is. Let the kids have some fun. That's a great call by Coach there.
Handoff up the gut this time to Jones, and he wrestles his way down to the 5.
Yeah, a little misdirection. They faked it to Tolley. Of course, if you're the Noblesville team, all those yellow jerseys are going to follow him wherever he goes, and that created a nice hole for Jones to punch it up in there. And now we've got 2nd and 2 here for the Mudsocks.
Emery under center here inside the 10. Handoff to Tolley. He cuts up the middle, sheds a tackle, gets to the outside, has to get into the end zone, and he does! Standing up, shedding 3 tacklers, and Maddox Tolley literally marches the Mudsocks down the field all by himself.
Just a great run by Maddox Tolley. He's going to try and come in there in the off tackle, and actually, you can see here, Noblesville actually had it pretty well defended, but Tolley was not going to be denied on the end zone, and he puts that stiff arm up, gets himself in the end zone, and now we got an opportunity to, I was going to say tie it. That looks like they're going to go for 2 and try and get the win.
They're going to go for the win right here. The ball is lined up at the 5-yard line, which means they are going to go for 2.
Why not? It's a championship game. You just scored. You've got all the momentum. Why not go for 2? And I'm sure the gold jerseys are all going to be looking for Tolley, but Maddox Tolley could be the man right here.
The Mudsocks just went 8 plays and 70 yards for a touchdown. Now they need 5 more yards for 2. Emery rolling to his right, fires into the end zone, and is it caught? No! It is incomplete.
Oh boy, what a great play design. Came out on the naked bootleg, and receiver was open, and yeah, it hit the ground. That's tough. That's great play design.
That's Braxton Smith, the intended receiver. And so the Noblesville 4th graders have a 1-point cushion right now. But needless to say, you can't blame the Mudsocks for going for the win right there.
No, you had all the momentum, had a great play call. Unfortunately, just didn't quite execute it. But great drive, and now the Mudsocks have used, I think, their first timeout, I believe, trying to stop the clock, see if they can get the ball back.
Meanwhile, we had to give a special thanks to the original Gridiron Gang, who believes that budget limitations shouldn't lead to football limitations. Go to the originalgridirongang.com and click on the Foundation tab to learn more about how their training services can be provided at limited or no cost to underrepresented communities and members of the military as well. The Gridiron Gang believes in developing skills on and off the field. Thank you so much for your support of youth football.
Well, you know, the Mudsocks have been playing very good defense here. If they can get a 3-and-out here and force that simulated punt, or maybe even force a turnover, they might have a shot to win this game. But of course, the clock's going to definitely be not in their favor.
So Noblesville with 2 minutes, 15 seconds to work with, and it looks like Osborne fumbled the snap, and he's just going to fall on top of it. And just like that, the Mudsocks, it appears, are going to take a timeout. No, they are not taking a timeout. They have the clock stopped right now.
They must have taken a timeout. The clock did stop. Officials are trying to figure out here.
We haven't seen an indication of who took the timeout. Somebody did take a timeout, it appears, to at least stop the clock. Meanwhile, it was a loss of 2, 2nd down and 12 coming up here for Noblesville. Osborne hands the ball off to Bjerstrom. He cuts into the inside. He goes downfield, turning on the afterburners, but there is Tolley right there. He fumbles the football, but he comes back with it, does Bjerstrom, after Tolley had the forced fumble, and that actually gave Noblesville a few extra yards.
Again, Madison Tolley doing a great job, again, pursuing to the football here. Bjerstrom is trying to beat him to the end zone, and again, Tolley just came right up underneath, punched that football away. Unfortunately, there was nobody there to recover it for those blue jerseys. Noblesville gets it back, and that could seal the game right here.
That was certainly a heart-sinking play right there for Noblesville. If you fumble the ball in that situation, but Bjerstrom's able to come up with it. And clock continues to wind down here. And there you see the Mudsock players. Needless to say, Coach, it certainly wasn't for lack of effort.
No, not tonight. And you can see those blue jerseys have been given a great effort tonight. This is a great game. And, unfortunately, somebody's going to win, somebody's going to lose.
And Osborne's going to take the knee right here to continue to wind down the clock.
And it's good, classy move by the Noblesville coaching staff. Not trying to pile on the points. Just take the knee, finish the game out, and go home as the champions.
And there you see the Noblesville faithful egging on their team here as the team will finish the tournament undefeated.
We used to call this the best play in football, the victory formation. Just take a knee and get out.
And that'll do it right there. The final play run. And the Noblesville fourth graders will come away as champions of the Gridiron Games Youth Football Tournament on the fourth grade level.
Well, like I said earlier, somebody's going to win and somebody's going to lose, but this is a great effort by both teams, and give the Mudsocks credit. Their first half was pretty rough. Gave up a lot of yards, couldn't move the football, and they had a chance to win it there at the end. And I always used to tell our players, all life gives you is a chance. What you do with it, you do with it. But they had a chance. Unfortunately, it didn't go their way. But great effort tonight by both teams, and Noblesville with a hard-fought one-point win.
Noblesville finishes with over 100 yards on the ground in this one. The Mudsocks had a promising drive, but couldn't quite get it in. They come up short on the two-point conversion attempt, and Noblesville beats the Mudsocks Blue to win the 4th grade Gridiron Games Youth Football Championship here in this one. Dale Carlson, it's been a pleasure working with you tonight, my friend.
Absolutely, Kurt, and we're not done yet, though.
We
got another one.
We got another one here. Stick around on the ISC's family of networks for more coverage of the Gridiron Games Youth Football Tournament right here on the ISC Sports Network.
Hey, Colts fans, it's your favorite quarterback hater, Rob Mathis, number 98. To date, the Gridiron Game Foundation and I have provided over 300 scholarships to Indiana youth athletes with on and off-field life skills development. Our scholarship program has been transformational for many families. Donate today for a chance to watch a Colts game with Robert in the Gridiron Game Field Suite at Lucas Oil Stadium. Text Mathis to 765-739-GANG to donate today. Go Colts.
Timeout. I don't know. I think they. Let's find out here. Reynolds takes it up the field. Again, getting some yardage to the 23-yard line, gain of 4.
So without the timeout, I'm going to guess they were charged.
Yeah, I think they were definitely charged that last timeout. So,
I mean, it really doesn't matter. I mean, you know, honestly, if you say no, injury timeout, get the kid off the field, then you start the clock and you let 40 seconds. Well, I don't want that to happen, so timeout. I mean, it's going to be the same thing.
Yep. Brownsburg, of course, not trying to use the entire clock here. Want to be, and there's a hard count. I think they got him again.
I believe they did.
Looked like the man who jumped across was Jamarian Gregory. No, they say he was drawn off. So false start on Brownsburg.
Could have been a lot of different things there. Could have been the center moving the football, which is an illegal snap, or what they call a snap infraction. Or it could have been a guard, or maybe just moving his hand just a little bit.
Again, don't go anywhere. Our next game will be the 5th grade championship game. The New Era Gators in 5th grade facing Zionsville.
One thing I can just about guarantee you, John, this game is not going to end in a tie. It's either going to end with Brownsburg winning 2-0 or New Era winning 6-2.
High ball. Not much room to work with. They took care of business. Kevin Battle in on the tackle. That was 3rd down. I think that might have been 2nd down. Yeah, so now it's 3rd and long.
I think it's 4th. It's 4th.
Oh, okay. I was going to say
that was
4th.
3rd down. And again, if the referees need to be very cognizant here, and you know, per high school rules, you only get 40 seconds between plays. So the clock was at 59. They can take it down to 19.
Yep. So he says punt it away. And he's saying, yeah, we're punting it away. We don't want to call a timeout and stop the clock. So let's force New Era to have to start deep in their own territory without any timeouts.
And the clock running.
And the clock running.
So there's a little bit of gamesmanship there, and you can't blame the coach.
Nope.
I mean, he's just taking advantage of the rules as they're written. So again, with no timeouts, New Era probably only has time for one play, John. By the time they get to the line of scrimmage, 13 seconds, they're only going to have time for one.
I bet they try something with Charles Griffith. Maybe. Oh, no, they've got TJ Phillips back there. They throw it, and it's intercepted. Matthew Bell picks it off, and Matthew Bell runs it back, but a flag is down. A flag is down in the secondary.
We'll see whether or not that was defensive holding or defensive pass interference.
Yeah, it can't end on a defensive penalty. So if this is against Brownsburg, then we got another untimed down. Pass interference on the Bulldogs.
Yeah, we'll probably be able to take a look at it. The ball was just honestly poorly thrown, but still, you still got to play defense, and you're not allowed to hit receivers while the ball's in the air. Well, the ball's thrown.
Yep, there's right the pass interference right there.
And again,
and he knew it right away. Yeah. It was Trey Edgington, who's actually had a fantastic game defensively. So that moves it to the 35-yard line now.
And this will be it, John.
So
even if New Era goes all the way to the end zone, whether they give them a try for a PAT or not, I wouldn't. I'd just call it 6-2 and congratulate them.
Here's the thing. I mean, if I'm them, if I'm New Era, I consider something with Charles Griffith. He already had one from 93 yards called back. There he is, number 6 on your screen. You've got Diamante Jones back there with him. Okay, so Griffith is the quarterback on this play. He takes the snap. He rolls right. And he goes down. Cannon Highbaugh, who's made so many key tackles there, makes the tackle to seal the win. And the Brownsburg Bulldogs are your third grade Gridiron Gang Youth Football Champions here at Grand Park.
And again, John, I think for only the second time in my life, and I've played high school football since the late 70s, coached for 26 years and broadcasted for 6 more, and only the second time in my football life, a 2-0 football score.
So Brownsburg wins it. They go unbeaten in this tournament to get here. What a job by the Bulldogs. Coming up, our 5th grade final on your way in a few minutes. You're watching the ISC Sports Network and Comcast 81.
The Gridiron Gang is excited to now offer quarterback development training led by professional quarterback coach J.C. Boyce. From the beginner just getting started to the experienced seeking advantage.
All right, how we looking, Vince? Good deal.
Wow. New Era's only got 11, 12 players.
Looks that way. All righty. You're looking live at Grand Park here in Westfield for the Gridiron Gang Youth Football Tournament here on the ISC Sports Network. Alongside Dale Carlson, I am Kurt Darling. Coach, good to be with you here once again as now we get set for the 6th grade final of this tournament here between Zionsville and New Era.
Well, we had Zionsville on Sunday in their semifinal game, Kurt, and they were very, very impressive. Came up with a nice win. This will be our first look at New Era's 6th grade team. But you know, Zionsville really looked good on Sunday night from what we saw. So I think we're going to have another very good game. I mean, let's hope it's maybe even better than the last one we had.
Indeed it was. Of course, that was the 4th grade final that we had here on field number 2. Of course, you also had a live look in as well as the 3rd grade final over there between Brownsburg and New Era. But now you have the 6th graders going up here against right now here, of course, New Era, based out of the east side of Indianapolis. Meanwhile, Zionsville, of course, as that name would indicate, based out of Zionsville, the 6th grade youth football league here. And we are set to go here as it will be the Zionsville 6th graders going to be getting things going on offense first. And it is at the 30-yard line where we will be starting things off. Now, remember, it is a 90-yard field here, 4 running clock quarters that are 12 minutes each. And teams can either go for 1 or a 2-point conversion, depending on if they line things up at the 3 or the 5-yard line. So we're set to go here for 6th grade action here at Grand Park.
Looks like we're trying to get a few spectators off the field here over on the far end zone before we get play started, but looks like we're ready to go.
So everyone off the field, and we're good to go here for the final game on the docket here on field number 2. And the handoff goes right up the gut here for Zionsville. And on the first play of scrimmage, it's going to be Bennett Foster going 70 yards to the house. Touchdown, Zionsville.
What a great run, just right up the middle for Zionsville. They brought the one wing across to create a little bit of a power formation, and Bennett Foster just puts on the Jets right there. Zionsville offensive line does a great job controlling the line of scrimmage, and what a fast start for Zionsville here tonight.
The O-line players here for Zionsville today, of course, Brady Vesvari among them down there as well. You also have Jackson Taylor, the tight end, as well, getting some blocking. And now it looks like Zionsville is going to try and keep the momentum going. They're going for 2 here. Ball at the 5-yard line. Handoff goes to Garnett. And he is short, but still it is a 6-0 early lead here for the Zionsville 6th graders.
Yeah, pretty much the same play that Zionsville ran for the touchdown, this time going to the left, but all those orange jerseys from New Era did a nice job getting on top of Micah Garnett there and not allowing him to get into the end zone. So fast start for Zionsville. Let's see what the New Era offense brings to the table tonight.
So once again lining up at the 30-yard line here, this time for New Era for their first possession of the ball game. So only one play run, one score, 70 yards there by Bennett Foster to take it to the house there by Zionsville. And so here is Devin Gary lining up at the quarterback spot, and he has his running back up the middle, and that'll be Tanyo Smith. And he has a solid gain for about 4 or 5 yards.
Yeah, just a straight dive play. Calvin Young for Zionsville did a nice job stepping up to make that tackle. It looked like that there was a running lane there, but Young does a nice job shutting it down, and it's 2nd and 7 now for New Era.
Gary on the high snap. He's going to go on the keeper. He gets to the outside and turns on the corner and turns on the Jets as well before he is tackled by the shoulder pads right at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, Devon Gary faked the handoff and then just kept the ball himself, took it in and out. I think we're going to have a horse collar tackle there on William Ray. So I'm going to get 15 more tacked on here for New Era, setting them up in a very nice situation.
Again, take a look at it here. Just a slight grab of the upper part of the jersey. That's enough to warrant a horse collar.
Yeah, those are dangerous tackles. You can a lot of times get some serious knee injuries, back injuries when you pull somebody down with that horse collar tackle. That's why they put that in a few years ago as a penalty.
So that was a 25-yard run there by Devon Gary, not including the penalty yardage. Including the penalty yardage, you get inside of the red zone. Ball at the 11-yard line. Smith again gives it up to his running back. And it's a gain of a couple yards.
Yeah, there was Calvin Young and Sam Douglas were there to make that play. Still a good positive play here, and New Era can't get a first down without scoring. So let's see what they dial up here on the 2nd down play.
That was Solomon Nichols on the carry. Devon Gary again hands it off to Solomon Nichols, and he gets stuffed at the line to gain.
That's a nice play interior-wise for Zionsville. Block gets defeated, and the next thing you know, you've got a negative yardage play, putting New Era now here in a 3rd and long.
So no gain on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 10. And a big sack in the backfield by the Zionsville defense.
Yeah, that's Noah Atkin from his defensive end spot. Tried to run a naked bootleg right here, and Atkin just does a nice job defeating the block, coming in, and gets the tackle for loss here, putting New Era in a very fourth and tough situation here, 4th and about 15.
The ball sitting at the 17-yard line. The line to gain is the 2.
Zionsville defensive line getting pretty stout here. They made a little bit of change here after the one long run here. They're now covering up all the offensive linemen, trying to prevent any gaps for those New Era running backs to get through.
High snap, pass outside, and falling to the ground there is Sincere G. And he just can't come down with it, and it's a turnover on downs for the Zionsville defense.
And unfortunately, we had a wide open receiver there for New Era. Micah Garnett, though, read that pretty well, would have been in good position to make a play had that been a completion, but instead it's a turnover on downs, and we'll see if what Zionsville can do here now in their second possession.
The only positive out of this here for New Era is the fact that Zionsville now has to start inside of their own 20-yard line as opposed to the 30-yard line, which is where they would traditionally go.
Yeah, we're going to have to see New Era's front seven do a little bit better job getting off of blocks here. Of course, it was just one play, but going to have to make sure we get off of blocks here and work to make a tackle.
Foster on the keeper this time here for Zionsville, and he gets tackled in the backfield.
Yeah, very nice tackle by Samanji Monroe coming up from the corner spot. A little naked bootleg coming out there, but Monroe stayed home, and you can see right there he forces in, makes a great tackle right there along the around the ankles. Got a little help from one of his friends, but that was a nice play by Monroe.
That's Davis Grant there on the help.
Again, it's that pursuit, you know, Grant coming across. If Monroe doesn't finish that play off, Grant was there to finish it.
So call it 2nd down and 13. Handoff on the snap again, goes to Foster. Flag on the play as he gets about 5 yards on the play, but we'll check the flag.
Sincere G coming up from the secondary to make a tackle. I know the officials pointing against Zionsville, didn't quite see what the signal was, called a hold. There's a hold up in there someplace. Nice call, nice tackle by Sincere G though, filling, we say that running the lane from inside out. You can see G.
And there's the hold right there.
Right there, and then you can see G coming right from inside out, right there to make that tackle. Nice play.
Micah Gardnett, the guilty party there on the holding penalty, so it's half the distance to the goal. And it'll be 2nd down and a mile here for the Zionsville offense.
That's a little tough. You know, that play I think was originally designed to go up inside, and when he bounced, Garnett just didn't get his hands up inside. Those are those learning things you have to get to in youth football, know how to get those hands inside.
So about 2nd down and 18 here for Zionsville. Direct snap going to be taken. And rolling back the other way here is Jack Stayer. And he just has to scramble around, and he ends up not gaining any yardage right there.
Yeah, looked like Stayer was looking to throw the ball down the field. Had really, really good coverage. He went back on the scramble. And again, it's hard. We don't have a number 3 on our roster, but you can see right here, number 3 does a good job forcing him back up inside, and that allows the pursuit. And again, we don't have a 4 on our roster. And then also Tonio Smith was also in there on the tackle. So unfortunately, we don't have those 2 numbers.
That was Jordan Hayes on one of the tacklers right there, wearing number 4. And Jakari Bledsoe. Meanwhile, a pass goes incomplete right there for Zionsville.
Yeah, tried another little sprint out pass right there. Had an open receiver, and unfortunately, throw was a little bit short into the ground, and now Zionsville is going to take the simulated punt. This should give New Era some very good field position on this next possession.
Today's broadcast sponsored by Not Today, founded in 2019 by Indianapolis Colts head coach Frank Reich and his wife Linda. Not Today envisions a world which cherishes and protects the beauty and innocence of every child. Not Today's work wouldn't be possible without partnerships from donors who believe in the mission. We'd love you to join the team and log on by finding out more at nottoday.org.
Well, good defensive stop by New Era, especially after giving up that long touchdown run on their first possession. Now they've got excellent field position here at the 33-yard line. See what they can put together here in their second drive.
So 1st down here for New Era in plus territory. The handoff goes to the outside. That's Tonio Smith. But instead, he gets racked up in the backfield, and it'll be a loss of about 6 or 7 yards here.
As Noah Atkin, again, that's the term that we use, is setting the edge. He set the edge, tried to force the running back up inside, had nowhere to go, and then Atkin just ended up making the tackle himself. It was a nice play by Atkin from the defensive end spot right there. You can see him get off the block and get a hand on there, and then, of course, all those green jerseys. Great pursuit by the Zionsville defense getting to the ball carrier.
Second down and 17 here. On the fake handoff, it's going to be the quarterback, Gary, and again wrestled down in the backfield for a loss, and again, it's Noah Atkin.
Yeah, you can see Coach over on the sideline talking to Gary right there. He's doing a little too much dancing instead of trying to get up the field. Again, faked the dive, came off. I think what they'd like to do is have Gary go straight up almost where the center was, but instead he's doing a little too much dancing around. Coach is talking to him about that right now on the sideline, trying to get that squared away. Time's out now in the first quarter.
So after quarter number 1, it's 6-0. Zionsville on top of the New Era Gators. Second quarter coming at you next here on the ISC Sports Network.
Genesis Sports Performance is a private sports performance facility located in Indianapolis at 65th and Benford. Genesis is housed in a spacious 7,000 square foot facility with a state-of-the-art weight room and expansive turf area designed to help both athletes and adults achieve their true potential. The certified coaching staff at Genesis has a wide variety of experience, having worked with numerous professional athletes, youth athletes, and adults from different training backgrounds. Genesis Sports Performance programs are individually designed to improve speed and explosive strength, whereas the adult fitness programs are centered around improving body composition. To find out more, log on to GenesisSportsPerformance.com.
Second quarter coming at you right here on the ISC Sports Network. Coverage of the Gridiron Games Youth Football Tournament, the 6th grade final between Zionsville and the Gators of New Era. Dale Carlson, Kurt Darling here with you. Coach, your assessment of that first quarter?
Well, of course, Zionsville had the one big play, but after that, it's pretty much the defense is showing up here and getting stops, forcing, I say turnovers, but change of possession. And so now New Era here with the third and very long.
Gary taking the high, long snap, and again, he gets wrestled down in the backfield. Noah Atkin with his third tackle for loss today, including the sack.
Yeah, Noah Atkin's been doing a good job defeating his blockers up front, but again, great presentation by a number of green jerseys right there, and unfortunately, New Era just hasn't quite figured out the Zionsville defense on this last series up front.
And he's actually been in the backfield so many times here, I've actually lost count. That's his third in a row, plus the sack. So that's 4 tackles for loss so far here today for Noah Atkin.
That's pretty impressive by that young football player there to get 4 consecutive tackles for loss. What a great effort he's put on in that series for Zionsville.
So that forces a simulated punt here from New Era. And Zionsville, again, going to take over right at their 20-yard line.
It's been interesting to see, New Era doesn't have a lot of players, so everybody is playing both ways. Zionsville's got a little bit more depth. I wonder if that'll show up potentially in the second half.
New Era only has 2 extra players on the sideline right now. Here's Stair on the snap. He gives it off to Foster. And again, he gets corralled right at the line of scrimmage. In fact, he'll lose a yard on the play.
Yeah, again, good defensive plays. A little misdirection, fake the handoff one way, come back the other way by Zionsville, and New Era is all over it. Again, force that sideline run as opposed to getting north and south up the field, and ends up with a negative yardage play. Got to give the New Era defense credit after that long run. They've really stepped it up after that first play from scrimmage.
So Bennett Foster has been the primary ball carrier here today. He was actually not used at all in Zionsville's semifinal game on Saturday. Handoff again goes to Foster. This time he cuts it right up the middle to at least gain about 3 yards, and it'll still bring up 3rd down and long.
And it's a little formational trick there in the shotgun with the running back to the strong side and then running a same side handoff. A lot of times you think that running back's going to cross the quarterback and come out the other way, but Zionsville elected to go with the same side handoff. But again, New Era did a nice job picking that up, and now we've got another 3rd and long for Zionsville.
So Zionsville's on top 6-0, but they've actually only run about 7 or 8 offensive plays here in this first half. Stayer alone in the backfield, and he's just going to tuck and run. And his blockers kind of fall apart right there to the outside, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, I think almost looked like that was designed quarterback draw. We got Stayer taking that up the field and then outside, and then Samaji Monroe, I hope I pronounced his first name correctly, came up and made a nice open field tackle. And again, looks like we forced that simulated punt, and New Era is going to get the ball for another possession here, first possession here in the 2nd quarter.
So let's take a look at some of these highlights here from Noah Atkin. He has just had a heck of a day.
Yeah, there's the first. We talked about him knifing underneath, being able to make a play. Right there, he just defeats the block and is out there making the tackle. And again, just comes up the field, defeats the block, makes the play. He's just having a great night at that defensive end position.
Mind you, all of those tackles were right in a row, back to back to back. So New Era going to take over here on their own 40-yard line. And going right up the gut with the running back there.
Yeah, it was Sam Douglas, makes a nice tackle. Sam was unblocked. Looked like there was going to be a running lane there for Nichols, but Douglas shut it down for a 3-yard gain.
So New Era still kind of struggling to get any semblance of rhythm here on offense. There you see in the defensive backfield there, Sam Douglas coming in on that tackle. Hand off again to the running back. This time it is Tanyo Smith, and he gets across midfield down to the 45.
Yeah, Tanyo Smith with a nice run, but you can see this time those orange jerseys with those offensive linemen from New Era got their pad level underneath those green jerseys. You can see the push, the blocks right there. Again, good positioning, and it allows Smith to get close to a 1st down here for New Era.
6-yard gain, 3rd down and 1. And right up the gut, though, goes the powerful fullback there in Solomon Nichols, and he gets a 1st down and some change.
Yeah, just a little straight dive play. Not a whole lot to gain there to get the 1st down, and Nichols does a nice job, picks up probably 4 or 5 yards on that dive play, and New Era now has got something going here on offense.
Again, in 6th grade level football, you rarely see the coaches on the football field. They'll call the plays from the sideline. At lower levels, you'll see coaches on the field a little bit more to make sure everybody's in the right spots. Here's Gary with it. Fakes the handoff, going to keep it himself, squirts his way forward, and a solid gain of about 4.
Yeah, just faking that dive to Nichols, and then Devon Gary, the quarterback, just follows Nichols up into the hole. And again, a solid gain of 4, just moving the football, getting those positive yards, running the clock here. Hopefully, New Era is hoping to score, maybe even run this clock out and not give Zionsville the ball back here in the second quarter.
So it'll be 2nd down and a long 6 here for New Era. Handoff goes to Smith, and he tries to cut it to the outside, but not before he's brought down. It looks like that was Skillman on the tackle.
Yeah, Skillman was on the tackle, but give Jackson Menard and a little assist there. He was able to get off his block, force a little bit of a cutback right into Skillman, and Skillman ends up cleaning it up.
And so that limits the damage. It's only a gain of maybe a yard. It's still maybe actually a loss of a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 7. Handoff goes up the gut. And New Era will be close to a first down, call it about 2 yards shy.
You know, Era showed a little three-back in for almost an inverted wishbone type of look. Ran motion towards the right. They did get a really good push, but the pursuit from Zionsville got a little too far over the top, gave that cutback lane an opening, and now New Era's got a good opportunity here, 4th and 1, to get a first down.
Sincere G there onto the previous carry. Right up the gut they go again, this time with Nichols, and that's good for a first down.
And it seems like anytime they need 2 or 3 yards, they're going to give the ball to Nichols. He's done a nice job in those short yardage situations, especially with Zionsville covering up all the offensive linemen for New Era. There's not a lot of room to run in there, but Nichols has done a good job.
And now we have a player down on his back right now for Zionsville. Coaches are out there pretty quickly here. Looks like it's taking a look here. That's Jackson Menard. Looks like he took a pretty good wallop to the gut right there.
Looks like he got the wind knocked out of him. I'm sure we'll see him back in the game here. Let him catch his breath, get some water, and I'll bet he'll be back in.
Good to see him walking off under his own power. So play will resume here. It is first down and 10 here. Ball at the 25 here for the Gators. We're ticking inside of 4 minutes now left here in this first half. On the play action, here comes Gary, cutting it back to the other side, has some wide open lanes downfield. Oh, but is tackled by the back of the jersey, and that was a nice touchdown saving tackle by William Ray.
Yeah, Gary's a very quick little football player, and he gets out to the edge right here. Unfortunately, Skillman wasn't able to make that tackle. It looked like Gary was going to have a long way to run, and William Ray kind of came out of nowhere and made what was a touchdown-saving tackle.
So a gain of about 6 yards. It'll be second down and 4.
Zionsville coaches were a little bit out of the coaching box right there, trying to get a little advantage, it looked like.
Up the gut goes Nichols.
Again, good push by the New Era offensive line, and Nichols, boy, you want 2, 3, 4, 5 yards. He's the guy to get it for you here, as he just got New Era another first down.
Actually, when all was said and done, it looks like he got about 5 yards on that carry. And so now coming into the ball game for Zionsville will be Wade Hopper. Going to be coming in relief there on that defensive line here for Zionsville. Gary on the handoff to Smith. Flag on the play. He gets into the end zone for a touchdown, but we'll check the flag here. It looks like it's against New Era.
Going to be a holding call out there. Couldn't quite see where that was. Definitely was on the right side. Zionsville came up, and now they're going with 6 men on the line of scrimmage, 2 linebackers behind to try and stop this power running game by New Era. And unfortunately, New Era gets a holding call here. It's going to bring that touchdown back.
So while they walk off the penalty yardage here, the coach is going to be in their respective huddles. The clock is stopped at 1:45. And there you again just see the holding call at the beginning of that replay.
Yeah, there are a lot of bodies in there. It's kind of hard to see who got flagged for the hold. But again, part of that is when you make contact, you've got to move your feet as an offensive lineman. If your feet don't move and that defender starts to come off the block, sometimes the reaction is just to grab the jersey, and did that right in front of the official out there, and that's what cost him the touchdown and a 15-yard penalty.
Handoff goes to Smith. And right in the middle of a scrum, it's going to result in no gain. It'll be second down and 20.
Yeah, Zionsville is just committing almost 9 players to the line of scrimmage here, just trying to stop the running game. We haven't seen a pass yet by New Era, so Zionsville's going to say, hey, unless you want to try it, we're going to put everybody up. We're going to work to stop the run, and that's definitely worked here in this last sequence of plays.
Gary again tries to get the handoff, but another big power rush up the middle by the Zionsville defense stuffs New Era for a loss.
Yeah, Wade Hopper was the first one in there, kind of slowed New Era down, and then all those other green jerseys came in to clean the play up, and looks like we've got a timeout here called, I think, by Zionsville.
And so a timeout taken here by the team in green. Meanwhile, you have the Zionsville defense really coming alive here on this play.
Yeah, they're just doing a good job of defeating the blockers. And you know, we've already seen Zionsville run some players in and out. And I just wonder if that depth, having a few extra players that Zionsville has, you know, we know players go both ways at this level, but New Era's players, you know, are just playing every snap here, especially those linemen on the inside. They haven't gotten a whole lot of a break here, playing both ways, offensively and defensively.
Give credit to Ben West and Wade Hopper on that tackle for loss right there. It's 3rd down and long. High snap, back to pass, looking towards the end zone, and it is in and out of the hands of the receiver, Samaji Monroe.
Liam Anderson for Zionsville was back in coverage, but you know, I think he tried to go up to try to intercept that throw instead of trying to keep the coverage here a little bit tighter. This was almost a touchdown. We can see here it's going to go right in. And oh, looks like Anderson did get a piece of it. Got to give him credit there. Monroe didn't quite come down with it, but I guess Anderson did get a piece of that.
So Semiaj Monroe unable to come down with that. 4th down here, New Era's going for it, and wouldn't you know it, Noah Atkin right there to bust the play on 4th down. And New Era will keep that goose egg on the board as Zionsville will call a timeout.
Yeah, Noah Atkin again just uses his hands very well, defeats his block, and is able to make that tackle for a couple-yard gain. But more importantly, it gives Zionsville a football with a shot potentially to get the ball down the field, maybe get some points on the board.
So the clock is reading 12 seconds right now here on the field. And so that will at least give the Zionsville 6th graders at least one final opportunity to get a playoff here before halftime.
Man, they're down here on the bench. They're taking a look at William Ray, who's a very good defensive player for Zionsville, taking a look at something on his leg right now. Let's hopefully he can get back in the game here in the second half.
Meanwhile, New Era has pretty much outdone themselves on time of possession right now. In fact, Zionsville's only up 6-0 because of that opening play run there by Foster to go 70 yards for a touchdown, but Zionsville has hardly actually gotten their hands on the ball on offense since then.
Yeah, New Era's defense has played well after that first long touchdown run, and offensively they've been moving the ball. They just can't get it in the end zone.
So Zionsville will get one final play here before the end of the half. Foster is going to go back to pass. He unloads it downfield, looks for his man, and making the catch. Actually, it's an interception. It's going to be taken here by Devin Gary.
Yep, there we go. Yeah, Devin Gary does a nice job. Yeah, the ball was in. Was it Chase Holmes what came down with that? Looked like it was Holmes.
Looked like it was, yeah, they were the intended receiver was Chase Holmes.
Intended receiver, and he gets his hands on it, but isn't able to pull it in. And then a very, very nice job coming through with the interception here, almost taking that football away.
And it
right
doesn't
off
touch
the
the
helmet.
ground.
Did you see that? The ball hit, looked like it hit Blesto Jordan in the helmet, and then Gary picked it off his helmet for an interception. And it looks like they're going to get at least one play here for New Era.
Nice camera work there by our ISC crew. And so New Era will get another play off. It's a high snap, bounces right into the hands of Gary. He'll try to turn it back upfield and is tripped up. And they're going to call a flag for tripping right there, it looks like.
Yeah, so if penalties on the defense, I think New Era should get one more play here, an untimed down.
It looked like that might have been either Schiller or Menard as the guilty party there for tripping.
So we should see this marked off, and then New Era should get one more play here to finish out the half.
The clock reads zeros.
Yes, the official's definitely marking it off right here.
And just take a look here, right at the end of the play, you see just almost like a victim of circumstance. Actually, there was Noah Atkin.
Yeah, and Atkin was actually going down, and he got his legs up in there. It's just one of those, don't really know if it was intentional, didn't look like it, but it's just one of those plays. So one more play here for New Era.
High snap again goes over the head. It's a fumbled football, and falling on top of it is going to be Zionsville, and that will take us to the end of the quarter. Jackson Menard getting a fumble recovery to his stat sheet, and as well as a Zionsville lead going to halftime here in the 6th grade final over New Era. We'll be back in a minute here, the second half coming at you next here on the ISC Sports Network.
Hey, Colts fans, it's your favorite quarterback hater, Rob Mathis, number 98. To date, the Gridiron Games Foundation and I have provided over 300 scholarships to Indiana youth athletes with on and off-field life skills development. Our scholarship program has been transformational for many families. Donate today for a chance to watch a Colts game with Robert in the Gridiron Game Field Suite at Lucas Oil Stadium. Text Mathis to 765-739-GANG to donate today. Go Colts!
The Gridiron Gang is excited to now offer quarterback development training led by professional quarterback coach J.C. Boyce. From the beginner just getting started to the experienced seeking advanced refinement, Coach J.C. has worked with NFL, NCAA, high school, and youth quarterbacks. The fully comprehensive programs include both on and off-field training with an age and skill level appropriate small groups. Coach J.C.'s personalized approach accelerates the quarterback's learning curve and overall self-confidence.
Legacy is about sharing what you have learned and what you leave behind when you put the people you serve first. Dr. Donald Shelburne became a doctor to help athletes recover from knee injuries. That single focus has helped thousands of athletes continue to follow their dreams over the past 35 years. Dr. Rodney Benner understands what patients with knee pain want. They want to get back to working, playing, and living.
Come meet our family and we will take care of yours.
One focus, proven results.
We are the Shelburne Knee Center.
Genesis Sports Performance is a private sports performance facility located in Indianapolis at 65th and Benford. Genesis is housed in a spacious 7,000 square foot facility with a state-of-the-art weight room and expansive turf area designed to help both athletes and adults achieve their true potential. The certified coaching staff at Genesis has a wide variety of experience, having worked with numerous professional athletes, youth athletes, and adults from different training backgrounds. Genesis Sports Performance programs are individually designed to improve speed and explosive strength, whereas the adult fitness programs are centered around improving body composition. To find out more, log on to GenesisSportsPerformance.com.
Hey, Colts fans, it's your favorite quarterback hater, Rob Mathis, number 98. To date, the Gridiron Games Foundation and I have provided over 300 scholarships to Indiana youth athletes with on and off-field life skills development. Our scholarship program has been transformational for many families. Donate today for a chance to watch a Colts game with Robert in the Gridiron Game Field Suite at Lucas Oil Stadium. Text Mathis to 765-739-GANG to donate today. Go Colts!
The Gridiron Gang is excited to now offer quarterback development training led by professional quarterback coach J.C. Boyce. From the beginner just getting started to the experienced seeking advanced refinement, Coach J.C. has worked with NFL, NCAA, high school, and youth quarterbacks. The fully comprehensive programs include both on and off-field training with an age and skill level appropriate small groups. Coach J.C.'s personalized approach accelerates the quarterback's learning curve and overall self-confidence.
Legacy is about sharing what you have learned and what you leave behind when you put the people you serve first. Dr. Donald Shelburne became a doctor to help athletes recover from knee injuries. That single focus has helped thousands of athletes continue to follow their dreams over the past 35 years. Dr. Rodney Benner understands what patients with knee pain want. They want to get back to working, playing, and living.
Come meet our family and we will take care of yours.
One focus, proven results.
We are the Shelbourne Knee Center.
Halftime here at Grand Park of the 6th grade final of the Gridiron Gang Youth Football Tournament here on the ISC Sports Network. Dale Carlson, Kurt Darling here with you, Coach. Needless to say, it's been kind of a stalemate ever since the opening play of the game. The only scoring play of the game so far, a 70-yard run there by Bennett Foster. Other than that, it's been pretty much a back-and-forth defensive stalemate.
Yeah, especially the New Era defense has really done a nice job shutting down Zionsville. Really, how many yards do they have besides that 70-yard run?
71.
So one more yard. That's all Zionsville has in the first half. New Era has been moving the football. It's just been unfortunate. They've either had a penalty, they had a touchdown called back on a penalty, or they've just had a couple of negative yardage plays after putting a drive together that has kept them out of the end zone. So we'll see if their offense can step it up. But as we mentioned in the first half, they only have 13 total players. So we'll see if fatigue plays any part in the second half, especially after playing in the semifinals on Sunday and then coming back on Tuesday night to play here in the championship game.
Once again, a big shout out to our ISC crew behind the scenes making it all happen for us here today. Our director, Vince Morellas, as well as on replay, Aaron Scheibelhut, and then David Cohn on graphics, and Ian Wheeler, Becca Kelly, and Alex Laverne, our camera operators here today. Thank you so much for all you guys have done this weekend and today here to make it all happen for us here on the ISC Sports Network. Second half about to get underway here. It'll be New Era getting things going on offense to start this second half. And Devin Gary has been operating as the quarterback for the majority of the game so far today for New Era. And cutting it right up the middle is going to be Sincere G, and he falls forward for a gain of 4.
Yes, there's a pretty good push there by the New Era offensive line, forcing, but there's a cutback play there, and Evan Kilken, if I pronounce that right, does a nice job finishing the play off with a nice form tackle, and held New Era to just a couple yards.
Second down here for New Era. Gary will hand the ball off to Smith, and he punches it ahead, a gain of 4. It'll be about third down and a long 3 here when all is said and done.
And that 3 back, kind of an inverted wishbone type of look, and so far previously all the plays New Era ran, they gave it to the tailback with a little bit of motion. This time they gave it to Smith coming back, but Zionsville was all over it.
Actually, they respotted the ball. They actually put it back about a couple yards, so it's third down and 5. Now shutting it to the outside. A good shoestring tackle by the Zionsville defenseman. That is Jaden Skillman. No gain on the play. It'll bring up 4th down.
A little off-tackle play. The Zionsville defensive line does a nice job forcing the bounce right here, and then Skillman is right there taking a very nice tackle on Sincere G to hold him for little or no gain, and New Era is going to go for it here.
Again, trying to shake things up right now as they try to get that goose egg off the scoreboard. 4th down here for Devon Gary. He hands it off to his running back, fumbles the football, and it's picked up by Zionsville. On the fumble recovery is Evan Kilken.
Boy, Evan Kilken has had a nice start to the second half here. Had a nice tackle to stop the second down play. And then as you can see right here, we get the strip by Jackson Taylor. And then Kilken is on top of the loose football, and Zionsville has good field position. I don't think New Era was going to get that first down right there, but I think just from an emotional standpoint, whenever you force a turnover, that makes you feel really good about yourself. And the offense should feel really good here coming out here to start their first possession of the third quarter.
That's now 2 turnovers forced by the Zionsville defense, both of which have come off of fumble recoveries. So now here is Jack Stayer in the gun for Zionsville. He'll hand it off to Foster. And he gets maybe a yard out of that play.
Yeah, not a lot of room there for Foster. Carson Jackson was the first one in on the hit, and then a few of his buddies came in to help finish it off. It was good pursuit there by the New Era defense. You know, the Zionsville's trying and get some of that first play magic back here, but they just haven't been able to get a good enough push up front to get any real positive yards rushing the football.
Stayer going to hand it off to his running back again. This time it's Ray. And he keeps his feet moving in a big pile of jerseys, only gaining maybe another yard.
Yeah, just not a lot of room for Ray to run right there. The New Era defensive line is winning the attack right here at the line of scrimmage. Just they're getting their pad level a little bit lower than Zionsville's offensive linemen and be able to control that line of scrimmage. And you know, Zionsville is now looking at a 3rd and 8 here, starting out with a great field position that they had after the 4th down turnover.
Ball at the 32-yard line. Meanwhile, Zionsville is content to take as much time as they can here, knowing of being aware of the running clock. Hand off to Foster. And he tries to punch his way ahead close to a 1st down. He's about 3 yards shy.
Well, was the same running play as the long touchdown run where Zionsville shifts one of the wings over, gives him a little bit of a power side with those 2 wings. And Foster was able to cut back for the long touchdown run. This time, though, the backside of the New Era defense stayed home, and they were able to make that tackle, putting Zionsville in a 4th and about 4 or 5.
So it's 3rd down and a very long 3 yards here. And Zionsville going to go for it. Foster on the direct snap. And the delay, he tries to cut it to the outside. He's close, and he gets a 1st down, staying in bounds. What a play there by the youngster.
Yeah, it was a nice run on the naked bootleg play. They faked that inside run that they've liked to really run. That's the base play of their offense. And unfortunately, there was an opportunity for a tackle for loss right there, but New Era couldn't get it, and now it's a fresh set of downs here for Zionsville.
He stayed in bounds right there, just getting that extra yard. And Zionsville finally moving the ball with some consistency here after some spotty moving there on the 1st half. Hand off to Foster. He tries to hit that B gap, and he gets maybe a yard.
And that's out of the gun, that same side handoff to that double wing side. Again, that Zionsville really likes to run to that double wing. Might have to try a little bit of misdirection. They've got the running back lined up in that strong set to the wing side in the gun. Might have to try and bring him back away from the wing. Try and get that pursuit from New Era going one way and then come back the other way with the back, see if they can find some space running the football.
There you see Solomon Nichols. He's had an excellent day running the ball for New Era on the offensive side. Second down and 9 here for Zionsville. Deep in New Era territory. Here's Ray with it. Tries to follow some blockers before he's bent down right at the line of scrimmage.
Damarie Ivy, little 22 right there, does a nice job pushing the blocker back, forcing the cut back up inside where the pursuit's able to come in and make a tackle for a little gain right here. And now Zionsville again is looking at a 3rd and 9.
There you see Ivy wearing the Michigan Wolverine helmet.
Go blue.
Third down and 9 here for Zionsville. Hand off to Foster. Setting the edge is New Era, and they do just that. No gain on the play. It'll be another 4th down.
Yeah, credit Samaji Monroe for great play out there on the edge, forcing Foster to go sideline to the sideline instead of getting up the field. And then you get some help from a couple of his friends right there. But very good defensive play by Monroe.
There you see Patrick Green as well as Carson Jackson in on the help right there. Those two players doing a good job setting the edge.
Well, we saw Stayer at halftime loosening his arm up right here. It's 4th and 9. Let's see if they go with a throw here or not, Zionsville.
They're going to have Foster lined up at the quarterback spot. And now he's back to pass. The lefty fires downfield, and it bobbles in and out of the hands of Ray, and it'll be a turnover on downs here for Zionsville.
Interesting, Foster was getting ready, or was the quarterback on that play, and Stayer was actually the lead blocker. Had an opportunity to get a completion out there, unfortunately just couldn't connect, and now see what New Era can do with the football here in this possession.
Meanwhile, in the 5th grade finals, Zionsville is winning their game at 12-0 there. So Zionsville has an opportunity to get the New Era Gators on the 5th grade side. Let's take a look at that touchdown run there on the 5th grade side. That's going on the ISC family of networks. John Herrick and Jim Leisure on the call of that one. And Zionsville is up 6-0 in that one right now. Back to this game here, the 6th graders. And the handoff fumble. And the New Era running back will just fall on top of it there. That is Tonyo Smith.
Yeah, unfortunately, the ball in the handoff was a little bit low, and Smith wasn't able to get the handle on it. Although the New Era offensive line did a good job getting some push, there weren't any green jerseys around. Smith was able just to fall on the ball, but it's another negative yardage play for New Era.
So earlier today, you had the Brownsburg 3rd graders winning their final. And then in the 4th grade final that we had right here, it was the Noblesville 6th graders coming away with a win over the Mudsocks. And on the carry here for New Era 6th grade is Gary.
Yeah, Gary faked the handoff there and came outside on a naked bootleg. Looked like Zionsville was going to get a tackle for loss, but Gary did a good job setting up the defender and
looks like we got a flag on the play here.
Yeah, we got a flag.
So that'll negate the run right here. And it looks like it's a holding call on New Era. And we'll take a look, just a slight jersey grab right there by Joshua Day, it looks like, for New Era.
Yeah, big 79 got his hands outside the frame there, and when the defender twisted and he yanked on the outside the frame, that's going to get a call every time. That's a tough thing about teaching offense, and it's offensive linemen at any level. They've got to keep their feet moving all the way through those blocks. You stop your feet, the defender starts to get leverage on you, and then you end up getting in a position where you hold.
So time winding down here in the 3rd quarter. So far, no scoring outside of the very first play from scrimmage in this ball game. And we have another flag, and this time it'll be an offsides on Zionsville to at least give some penalty yardage back here to New Era.
Yeah, New Era's really got a long way to go here, and really, only tried to attempt 1 or 2 passes. I doubt they're going to try and throw the ball with their backs to the end zone right here, but we're down to the end of the 3rd quarter.
4th quarter coming up next here in the 6th grade final of the Gridiron Games Youth Football Tournament here on the ISC Sports Network.
Genesis Sports Performance is a private sports performance facility located in Indianapolis at 65th and Benford. Genesis is housed in a spacious 7,000 square foot facility with a state-of-the-art weight room and expansive turf area designed to help both athletes and adults achieve their true potential. The certified coaching staff at Genesis has a wide variety of experience, having worked with numerous professional athletes, youth athletes, and adults from different training backgrounds. Genesis Sports Performance programs are individually designed to improve speed and explosive strength, whereas the adult fitness programs are centered around improving body composition. To find out more, log on to GenesisSportsPerformance.com.
Before we get back to the fourth quarter of our game, New Era of the 5th grade decided to score, cutting the lead back now over to Zionsville to just 1 score in the 5th grade final. Nicely done there by the New Era 5th grade Gators. Now back to the 6th grade final here on the center field of the indoor facility here at Grand Park. Alongside Dale Carlson, I'm Kurt Darling. Fourth quarter now coming at you to decide the 6th grade championship of this Gridiron Games Youth Football Tournament. So New Era keeping it on offense here, 2nd down and long, and they have their first throw of the game. And it falls incomplete again, looking for Monroe. Actually, they've thrown the ball a little bit before the first throw of the fourth quarter, meanwhile, and it goes for no dice to Monroe.
Yeah, Monroe was open going down the field and tried to throw that go route. Gary threw it out there, but unfortunately couldn't connect. It's good pass protection by New Era, giving Gary an opportunity to stand back there and get that throw out. But now we're looking at 3rd and very, very long here for New Era.
So you can probably guesstimate that it's about 3rd down and 16 to 17 yards, somewhere in there here for New Era. Gary in the gun, back to pass again, same play. The ball was swatted in the air. They're going to say it's an incomplete pass. And that'll bring up 4th and long.
Yeah, that was Noah Atkin again with very good penetration along with Jackson Taylor. And right there you can see Atkin gets his hand on the football. Luckily for New Era, that ball didn't get intercepted by one of those green jerseys that was around the football. But it's going to be a simulated punt, and now Zionsville is going to get decent field position here for their first possession in the fourth quarter.
And there you see Noah Atkin. He has had a heck of a game on the defensive side of the ball. You get that swat on the pass. He also has a sack and 3 tackles for loss here today.
Yeah, he's been very impressive with his play tonight for the Zionsville 6th grade team.
So Zionsville will set up in plus territory. The ball at the 40-yard line. And it's 1st down and 10. Stayer again will hand it off up the gut to Foster. Nearly a similar play to the very beginning. And that is a nice bullheaded play there for 11 yards and a 1st down.
Yeah, just a straight dive play out of a little spread formation. And Foster does a nice job getting his feet running. And there was almost a turnover there. Devon Gary did a good job getting his hands in, trying to strip. But you have to give Zionsville ball carrier credit, holding on to that football, not allowing it to get stripped. That was Foster, and gets himself a 1st down.
Again, Foster had that busted play at the very beginning of the game to go 70 yards for the only touchdown that we've seen here today. Stayer goes back to Foster again, and he gets tripped up for a gain of 2.
Solomon Nichols does a nice job seeing that opening and coming in, closing down the gap, closing down the hole, making a nice form tackle, holding Foster just a couple-yard gain.
So again, you have these 2 youth football programs facing each other in both the 5th grade and the 6th grade final going on simultaneously right now. You can check out the 5th grade game on the ISC family of networks. But right now, Zionsville trying to double up this one. The official doing a quick equipment check there on Noah Atkin. And play will resume. And the handoff goes off to Micah Gardnett that time. Maybe a gain of a yard.
Yeah, of course, we saw Garnett a lot on Sunday carrying the football. He hasn't gotten it a lot tonight. It's been Foster. But a good job by the New Era defense, not getting pushed off the line of scrimmage, able to gang tackle and hold Gardnett to Garnett to a 1-yard gain.
So it's 3rd down and a short 7 yards here for Zionsville. Stayer gives it to Foster, and he maneuvers his way up through many jersey numbers, but he's still short of the line to gain by about 3 yards.
Yeah, Solomon Nichols was in on that tackle. Also, Joshua Day did a nice job of forcing Foster to cut back into Nichols and hold his ground very well. Looks like we're going to have a penalty, though, against Zionsville.
So that'll negate the run. Instead, it'll be a 5-yard penalty here on Zionsville, so that makes it now 3rd down and 8.
Must have been a procedure call with it being a 5-yard penalty, so quite seeing the signals from the officials on what's going on. Zionsville coaches don't look too happy about it.
There you see Zionsville head coach Dustin Albright. Not exactly happy with the official there on the side, but we keep playing on.
I can identify with that.
So you've had many run-ins with officials in your years of coaching.
Just a few.
Foster tries to punch it forward, and it'll still bring up 4th down.
Again, big Joshua Day holding his ground in there, then to allow his teammates, Nichols again, to come in and get a piece of that tackle as well. Just again, the defensive line for New Era has done just a tremendous job here since that first long run, first play of the game.
So Zionsville has been able to at least put somewhat of a sustained drive here, but it's about to stall out here if they can't get the necessary 5 yards to get the 1st down. But one thing they are certainly doing right now is wasting time. Foster on the keeper, turns the corner, gets upfield, has the 1st down, gets close to the end zone, stays on his feet, and he is just shy by maybe a yard. A big run there by Bennett Foster.
Yeah, Foster and the naked bootleg. You know, you had to wonder, since Stayer wasn't in a quarterback, were they going to try something like this? And Foster does a nice job there, running through a couple arm tackles, and right here just keeps fighting. Doesn't quite make it to the end zone, but we've got 1st and goal here for Zionsville. Looks like they can really take control of the game here if they can punch this in.
That's a 23-yard run there by Foster to set up 1st down and goal to go here for the Zionsville 6th graders.
Yeah, good play call, too, coming out on that naked bootleg. Looks like we're going to have a timeout by Zionsville here. Discuss this very important 1st and goal situation.
Of course, this tournament wouldn't be possible without the original Gridiron Gang, who believes in budget limitations that shouldn't lead to football limitations. Go to the gridirongang.com, the original gridirongang.com, and click on the Foundation tab to learn more about how their training services can be provided at limited or no cost to underrepresented communities and to members of military families. The original Gridiron Gang, developing skills on and off the field. Of course, many of these teams benefiting from the organization, the original Gridiron Gang here. Jerseys provided, excellent facilities here for what has been an excellent football tournament here amongst some of the best youth football leagues throughout Central Indiana.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for these young football players to have a chance to play where the Colts do training camp, to be on TV. Just a tremendous opportunity for these young players.
So here's Stayer under center right at the goal line, and he falls forward to try and sneak it in, but they'll call him down right at the line to gain.
Yeah, again, that's a New Era defensive lineman getting their pad level lower than the Zionsville offensive line, and just really not giving Stayer any place to go on that quarterback sneak. So Although they've got 3 more shots to try and get it in here, so let's see what coach decides to go with here after not a lot of success on that QB sneak.
So Zionsville taking their time here. Again, they are going to run as much time off the clock as they can. New Era still has all 3 of their timeouts. Second down and goal, and a flag on the play, and it's going to be a false start here on Zionsville.
Not quite sure who that was called on. I don't know if the motion man went in motion and one of the offensive linemen was still trying to get set. That sometimes is a typical thing that'll happen when a lineman isn't set, and then you see the motion come in. But otherwise here, Zionsville's going backwards, and that's not exactly what they wanted to do after that nice run by Foster.
So the Zionsville coach has asked for an explanation from the wideout. He said that one of the offensive linemen had lifted and then gotten back down after being set, which constitutes a false start. And so that'll back them up. It's now second down and goal, but now outside of the 5-yard line. Foster lined up at the quarterback spot. He takes it on the bootleg and instead goes nowhere with it. Big tackle there by Sincere G.
Yeah, Sincere G does a very nice job here, not getting fooled by the fake on the off tackle play, and is able to, again, find that opening and then make that tackle on a very good running player in Foster. So it gives Sincere G pat on the back there for that play. Great read.
And so New Era now going to take their first timeout to try and salvage whatever time they can in the event they get a stop here on Zionsville. They can still tie this thing up with just a touchdown and then go for 1 if they're able to get downfield.
Well, Zionsville here now, they tried the quarterback sneak, didn't get a push, tried, of course got a penalty, went back to that bootleg, naked bootleg, which got them the big run to get down in the 1st and goal situation. And, you know, you would think that this might be an opportunity here to just work that off tackle play again to, I was going to say to Foster, but he's lined up at the quarterback spot. So we'll see if this is a potential pass play or not.
Foster, and it's blown dead, and another false start taken here by Zionsville after the flag.
Yeah, we had all sorts of green jerseys moving on that play. There's definite, sometimes it's a challenge when you have 2 different quarterbacks making the cadence calls. Again, everybody's kind of fired up. They want to get the football in, know that the score here would probably ice the game for Zionsville, and just weren't quite disciplined enough to wait for that snap count to start the play.
So Zionsville will bring in Jackson Taylor here. Of course, Taylor has been involved in both blocking and catching the football. He had a couple catches from the tight end position in the semifinal game on Saturday.
Of course, you know what happens with these penalties, that does give New Era a little bit more, a little closer to the end zone if they can get a stop right here. With the time situation that we have.
So 3 minutes, 12 seconds on the clock. Stayer hands it off to Foster, and he is immediately wrestled down. Solomon Nichols coming in on the big penetration.
Now, Solomon Nichols has been playing very, very well here in the second half. As you can see right here, he just shoots the gap. Looks like there's a little miscommunication, mix-up in the blocking scheme. By Zionsville, left Nichols unblocked. He gets the tackle for a loss right there.
And Jackson Menard came off the field, visibly upset. And so now it's 4th down as Zionsville, it looks like.
Not sure who called the timeout.
Not sure who called the timeout. It looks like it may have been I would almost think it would be New Era calling the timeout here to try and stop the clock and salvage some time. Let's take another live look here right now at the 5th grade final going on between Zionsville and New Era.
I mean, even if they recover the fumble, if you fumble it, it's still a dead ball, so smart play.
Opportunity here for Zionsville now. Clock is running. They've started all their drives from the 30-yard line.
So a tie ball game there in the 5th grade final right now. John Herrick, Jim Leisure on the call of that one here on the ISC family of networks. Now back to this one. It's big 4th down here for Zionsville. Empty set here for Stayer. Stayer looking into the end zone, tipped up, and it is broken up by the New Era defense.
Yeah, New Era had an opportunity to make an interception on that play, but good defense, tips the football in the air. Scroggins almost came down with that tipped football. And again, look at that. That's Solomon Nichols again making that big defensive play. Now they're hurrying up. New Era's hurrying up, getting to the ball. They've got to try and get this ball down the field in a hurry.
Again, you have to do the youth football version of a 2-minute offense here with the clock winding down. Flag on the play here as Gary will have some running room for a solid gain before he is tackled right just short of the line to gain. And we'll check the flag. It's going to be a holding call on New Era, so that will negate the run.
Yeah, bring the football back. Unfortunately, could be that we weren't again seeing that good foot movement up front by those offensive linemen and just grabbing. And that's unfortunate for New Era because they don't have a lot of time, and now they've got a longer field to go.
But of course, the penalty also going to be shedding a lot of time off the clock here for New Era. They have to go 84 yards to get a touchdown. And the ball is fumbled, and it's going to be recovered in the end zone, and that will result in a safety for Zionsville.
Yeah, not only the safety for Zionsville, but that's also going to give them possession of the ball, which is pretty much going to ice the game right here. It's just weren't able to handle the snap, and by the time Gary was able to, by the time it looks like G was able to try and get back there and corral that football, it was in the end zone for a safety.
And so there you have it right there. Just the fumbled handoff from New Era. And it's unfortunate that the tournament will likely come to an end on that kind of note for New Era, but certainly a valiant effort here. Back and forth we've gone on defense, and that's the first scoring play that we have had since the very first one of this ball game.
We got it at the start of the game, and we got one close to the end of the football game. But give both defenses credit. They played very, very well tonight, except for, of course, that one long run by Zionsville.
So Zionsville will get the ball at midfield here by rule.
And they're in the victory formation. The greatest play in football, victory formation.
And so Stayer will take a couple knees here to run the clock out. And it looks like they're not gonna take another one. So that's gonna do it here as the officials will allow the clock to run out, and the Zionsville sixth graders. The Zionsville sixth grade team are the champions of the Gridiron Games Youth Football Tournament here at the sixth grade level.
Again, just a tremendous defensive effort, really, by both football teams. New Era, besides that long touchdown run, just shut the Zionsville defense down, and Zionsville had a chance to ice it. New Era was able to get a hold, just get a stop. Just unfortunately, New Era just couldn't put it together offensively. They had a couple of drives, especially in the first half, but they couldn't score, and that's how we ended up here at 8-0 with the Zionsville win.
So there you have it. The Zionsville sixth graders knock off the New Era Gators sixth grade team 8-0 to win the championship of the Gridiron Games Youth Football Tournament. Dale Carlson, again, a pleasure, my friend.
Always a pleasure to work with you, Kurt, and I look forward to games we got coming up in the future.
Indeed, we did. We can't wait to do that as well. For all of us here at the ISC Sports Network, for Dale Carlson, I'm Kurt Darling saying so long. Until next time, you've been watching the Gridiron Games Youth Football Tournament here on the ISC Sports Network.
Hey, Colts fans, it's your favorite quarterback hater, Rob Mathis, number 98. To date, the Gridiron Game Foundation and I have provided over 300 scholarships to Indiana youth athletes with on and off-field life skills development. Our scholarship program has been transformational for many families. Donate today for a chance to watch a Colts game with Robert in the Gridiron Game Field Suite at Lucas Oil Stadium. Text Mathis to 765-739-GANG to donate today. Go Colts!
If you're new era and you get a first down, obviously more opportunity to run some clock and ultimately score. And if you're Zionsville, you got to stop them here. You got a 3rd and short. You're gonna have to stop them 2 times in a row.
The deep back is Baxter. Baxter has already scored